Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer. The Coop.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be on this.
All right, here's what's going on in the Nasty Cup.
Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. Canada and Uzbekistan. Gonna get it on at Old Commonwealth. I sound exactly like Hank Williams Jr.
Yes.
So this is part of the problem with being two silly and creative guys. Well, we try to be creative. we come up with a lot of goofy stuff throughout the day, do a lot of goofy stuff, and then just as I'm starting the show, I thought we should have rewritten the Monday Night Football theme song that Hank Williams Jr. sang, but worked in the Canada. Because you know how they change a couple lines every week to reference the teams that we're playing? You know?
Are you ready for some football?
A Monday night party. Is that how it went? You know? We got Uzis firing away at the Maple Leaf. Something like that.
Well,
that doesn't even make sense.
Are you ready for some football?
Right. That was
Monday night.
Wasn't it a Monday night party? No?
Well, this one says, are you ready for some football? A Monday night invasion. Yeah, this is Rockin' Randall Hank with a special elect for the nation.
Well,
here come the hits, the bangs, the blocks, and the spikes.
What?
Because all my rowdy friends drop in on Monday night. Let it fly, boys.
Well, it's Monday night and we're ready to strike. Our special forces are in full flight. They must have changed it. It's Monday. Well, it's Monday night and we're ready to strike. Our special forces are in full flight. We're coming by air and on the ground. Monday Night Football is going to take over the town. Oh, yeah, and then later, the chorus. Yeah, later, are you ready for some football? A Monday night invasion. I never remember. Maybe I just couldn't understand the lyrics. Everybody's a fan. This is the biggest party, man. We got Frank and Al and Dan. They're going to get it kick-started. We could have, we got Maddie and Hernan and Coob. Anyway, there is a match tonight at Commonwealth Stadium at 7 o'clock. I will tell you this, Jason Milne. I will be watching it in the comfort of my living room on my high-definition television.
Yes.
On whatever of the 5 TSN channels it's on. Maybe all 5.
Maybe you'll flip from one to 2.
Is there a Manning cast for this one?
Oh, that would
They should have had an on-right cast. Should have just had Jay
eating popcorn.
Yeah, just watching the game.
What was that?
Yeah. So let us know if you're going to the game tonight and how you're feeling about the weather. It is awful out.
It's terrible. I come in on the Yellowhead, and there's construction, as everybody knows, kind of north of Nate on the Yellowhead.
Right.
And one of the construction goes under the Via Rail bridge, and it was flooded. So they were down to one lane. And then they had a guy there saying, go fast, to get through it. I was by Benjamin. Yeah, it was terrible. And then my whole car got engulfed by a rogue wave from a dump truck because there's so much water on the ground.
Right. This is unfortunate. It's this weather. Because we hosted those 2 games. When was that? November of 20.
Azteca.
Yeah. And it was, I think they were in November, but usually there wouldn't be that much snow.
Yeah, it was
So
unseasonably
it's like,
cold.
of course, Edmonton. And now it's like, okay, we'll put a game in Edmonton in June. It's light out till almost, what are we at for the official sunset? I think the official sunset is before 10 still, but it's light out.
Sure, it's light.
There's functional daylight after 10 o'clock. Let's go to my weather app.
It says 9:55 p.m.
There you go. You were there.
At least for today.
Right. But mine says 9:53. Anyway, so we get this game June 1st. Oh, it's going to be great. And this is one of the worst rainy days we've had in ages.
Oh, it's a monsoon. Han Shorkoff in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox says Yellowhead westbound is closed now.
Oh my goodness!
I got through.
Yeah.
This comes in. This weather is excellent. We need the rain. I agree.
Well, I agree.
Like,
we're of course rain
cleans
helps.
up the street. It's just very bad timing for people. Like if you were going with, I was talking to this with my wife last night. If we were to have taken the girls and sat in the lower bowl, we'd be into those tickets for about $600.
Right.
Are you just saying, we're not going to go? Like you might have to suck it up and take the kids and freeze your butts off.
Yeah.
Because it's not even double digits.
Like, what are you doing? Oh, by the way, look who's in the nasty chat. I'm a little emotional.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Isn't that incredible?
The one and only Sid Smith. I've learned so much about Sid Smith through Reid.
Yeah.
Because you've talked to me, and you quite often as we're prepping for the show, you'll say, Sid Smith told me this once.
Yeah.
And the next thing that comes out of your mouth is very good advice.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's like, no, I didn't pay attention.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, one thing Sid taught me is you got to talk about what people are talking about. What are we? A lot of people are talking about how much it's raining, and because we're a sports station, how does this affect you going to the game tonight if you were going to go? Because I wonder too. I mean, I've obviously been to double E games, pretty bad weather. I'd almost would prefer like -7, but dry.
Yes.
Because you can at least bundle up, but like this, so you're going to show up tonight and your seat's going to be soaked, right? So you got to take a towel or something, don't you?
Wow.
This is what we need, like advice to be comfortable tonight.
Do
you have to bring something to sit on too?
Well, you have to bring like a plastic bag.
Right.
So, you have to think of what you want to put in that bag. Because it has to be of a certain size, no? Like you can't just
there's
bring
rules
a duffel
about
bag.
the bags you can bring in.
So
should you bring I was thinking blanket, but a blanket's going to get soaked.
Well, think of the
tarp?
The seats under the overhang are a premium.
Well, that's
tonight.
what Castor put in there. He's under the overhang. Because I was at the game.
I would bring a tarp. Bring a tarp.
And unfold it and you sit under it?
Because you can use it as for yourself. You can use it early in the game if you need to sit on a wet seat.
Right.
And it'll shield your buttocks.
Right.
But then you can transfer it over. Maybe a big enough tarp that you can use it for both and make some sort of like a wraparound for you and your family. A bundle.
Little shanty.
Yes, a little shanty.
Have your own little shanty town.
I did hear the dollar stores selling Team Canada, or like not Team Canada, actual apparel, but ponchos with a maple leaf on it.
Oh, nice.
So I would get 2 or 3 of those minimum and layer up. Because that's the other thing, Reid, is it's not only just raining and a little cold, the wind.
Yeah.
The wind is moving.
Well, remember we had Fajardo on last season? I think it was Fajardo, and he said it can be cold, wet, windy. And didn't he say 2 out of 3 you're fine with?
Right.
All 3, and it will be, even though it's not snowing tonight, you're going to get all 3. Because the wind's going to make it even colder than it, because what's it, only +7 or something, +9.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we're discouraging people from going, which we are not, because we know if you bought tickets, this is a rare chance to see. This is the best thing you could get without getting a World Cup game, a game within 2 weeks of the tournament starting, right? Both teams are in it. And so I'm just curious what people are going to do to stay dry, if this is affecting your plans to go or how early you're going to go. But I think you definitely have to take something to wipe off your seat before you sit down. So the Elks game was delayed by an hour. Sorry, I know I'll finish.
No, that's fine.
The Elks game, I was walking into Clarke. I got there just like right before 7 on Friday. And I had to wait because the Elks were getting ready to go on the field. And all of a sudden, you hear almost this like, oh. And all the players turn around and march back under the stands at Clarke. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and then Chris Morris was there. And I was like, lightning delay? He's like, yep. So we huddled underneath for about an hour because then it started to rain fairly heavily. Mm-hmm. And then we went back to our seats. Like the seats are just drenched, right? The metal benches.
Yeah.
So you got to have something or I guess you got to wear rain gear. Rain gear is a must.
Yeah. This time of the year too, you never know what's going to come through. At least a rain jacket ought to do. I've seen a lot of people asking Reid in the chat, this is as per Things to know for soccer at Commonwealth tonight.
Oh, nice.
Clear bags only. A strict clear bag policy is enforced. Clear plastic, vinyl, or PVC, and must not exceed 12 by 12 by 6.
So that's standard for what they do for the Elks as well, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it's similar. I think it's the same rule.
It says dress for the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, leave items like umbrellas with points and large noisemakers at home.
Yeah, you can't bring the
I
umbrellas.
think the umbrella that they allow would have to fit in that bag, like that super,
Oh, right. Okay.
retractable
Right.
umbrella, but not the big I'm singing in the rain umbrella.
Well, the weather will be a concern, but it is cool this game is here. So Canada ranked 30th in the world, Uzbekistan 50th. They will both be in the World Cup, of course. Canada in Group B with Bosnia-Herzegovina and Qatar and Switzerland. So the Bosnia-Herzegovina games, of course, going to be in Toronto. The other two in Vancouver. Uzbekistan is in Group K. They're going to play Colombia in Mexico City. They're going to play Portugal in Houston. And they'll play Congo in Atlanta once they get to. So they're going to be down the other end of the map, the tournament map. So yeah, it'll be fun tonight. 7:00 Commonwealth Stadium. It is on TV if you're not going. What else is it? Stanley Cup Final starts tomorrow. We'll talk about that. NBA Finals start Wednesday. Spurs winning on the road against Oklahoma City. Are the Spurs heavy favorites against the Knicks or just normal favorites in your mind? Don't check the odds.
I wanted to check the odds because in my mind they should be heavy favorites.
Okay.
However, New York took care of San Antonio in the regular season, I believe to the tune of 3-0. So, but playoffs are different. But the New York Knicks are playing a different brand of ball. They are playing a very, very team defensive style. OG Anunoby, former Toronto Raptor, has really proven he is a superstar in the NBA. Jalen Brunson can go off.
Right.
I mean, it's how cool is it to see the Wembanyama react the way he did after winning that Game 7 over OKC.
I kind of had it on, but I didn't really sit and watch till the fourth quarter. I was really impressed with how the Spurs played. I thought, to me, Oklahoma City started to look impatient. Now, you're down 7, 9, at times even 11, but there were times when they had a good look for 2 with 3 or 4 minutes left, and they almost overworked it for a 3.
Yep.
Like sometimes I realize you need 3s at some point, but sometimes if you're like, just take the 2. Don't waste 5 more seconds passing it around for a harder shot. But I thought the Spurs, I know the scores are still relatively high, but I thought the Spurs defensively ultimately is what won them that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
At key times anyway.
Absolutely. They were able to limit SGA in Game 7. But they just looked like a team that was driven more. They wanted that game more, and they had it pretty much the whole game, Reid. Like, that game was never real. Like, there was a couple times, I think, OKC brought it to within 3 points, but then San Antonio would go on another run and get that double-digit lead back. Right? It was never really in jeopardy, in my opinion.
Right.
Now, I have been talking
Once it got to 9 in the fourth, I was like, this is over.
I did immediately talk to our good friend and chief meteorologist, Josh Clausen.
Uh-oh.
And he said Knicks in 6.
Well, he is a Knicks fan.
He is a fan, but he did back it up. But we're going to talk about that Wednesday. We're going to
we'll weave in it, but we'll probably have a guest on, like you said, on Wednesday. We must. Rangers won the Memorial Cup. We'll touch on that a little bit. The Elks, and we have much more on the Elks coming up, not just today, but all week. So I want to remind you, the first game, Elks at Ottawa, 5 p.m. Saturday. So, Green and Gold kickoff show with Matt and Milne, 4 p.m. Saturday, and then you're on right after the game for the Green and Gold postgame show. Tomorrow, the first edition, the debut episode of the Mark Killam Show, 5 o'clock right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by the Elks. We got the head coach all season long, Tuesdays at 5.
Yes.
Starting tomorrow, Jay and I are going to talk with him. We'll take some of your questions and try to get some of those in there as well. A couple maybe somewhat, maybe one, maybe 2 roster moves we'll talk about from over the weekend, some cuts, and we'll give our impressions of Friday night's game against the Stampeders. That's all coming up throughout the course of the show. We're going to have a busy one. We're going to have a fun one. You can get in touch. Many of you already chatting in the good old nasty chat on YouTube. It's the regular chat stream. We just call it the nasty chat. You do not have to be nasty to get in there. If you are on YouTube, Don't forget to click that thumbs up button. We endeavor to get at least 100 thumbs every show. At least. We should be able to do that today after a busy weekend and a big game coming up tonight in Edmonton. So click that thumbs up.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
You can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The suggested Limerick topic today, rain. Rain, dampness.
Purple rain?
Excessive rain. Yeah. Whatever rain you want to talk about.
Rain Maida? Former lead singer?
Well, he's still the lead singer.
Of the
OLP.
OLP, yeah. Our Lady Peace.
Our Lady Peace.
Is he still the lead singer?
Rain Wilson from The Office.
Dwight Schrute. Our Lady Peace still?
Yeah, didn't
other
they
than
just
the
tour a
CFL?
few years ago?
Yeah, but
I think it's just him, though. I think he's the only original
like Jeremy
member.
Taggart is no longer the drummer.
Right. I think maybe there was a bit of a rift
Frictions?
between Rain Maida and some of
What
the
other
other members of
Rain
OLP.
or famous Rains?
Yeah, rains or famous rains, whatever you want. That's our Limerick topic. And, of course, you can text us 780-218-9999. The Afternoon Inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. Don't forget to check out their mobile app. It's free to download. Get exclusive offers and promotions. Get show tickets. Make reservations for hotel rooms and restaurants. It is safe, secure, and it is easy to use. rivercreeresort.com. So lots of ways to reach us. Our guests today, besides all our banter and our interaction with you, we have Rob Notenboom on the show. He's the president of the Voyageurs, the official Canadian soccer fan club. And he's going to be at an event while he's on with us. So not only, in this case, we're not going to apologize for background noise. We're going to hope there's a lot of
Yes.
it. We're going to hope he's right in the thick of some festivities. And Cory Lavalette will check in a little bit later on. He's with the North State Journal. We've had on before. He covers the Carolina Hurricanes. Game 1 of the Cup Final, of course, coming up there tomorrow. Let's get to your afternoon headlines presented by 100.3 The Bear, Edmonton's best rock. Stream them on iHeart today. This is Chet Palmer with your sports report. My brother-in-law said the Elks game at Clarke Park gave him flashbacks. Maybe I should tell him those were actually from my Aunt Sherma's brownies. You might need an arc for the soccer match tonight. Hey, Jason Milne, is that a giraffe in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Well, I decided to join CFL Fantasy, but I think my league commissioner misunderstood fantasy. My running back is a unicorn, and my quarterback is a centaur. I'm Chet Palmer.
Oh, Chet bringing the heat on a cold, rainy day.
That is, I did not see that coming.
Wow. Poor Aunt Sherma, again, just getting lambasted. She can't cook meatloaf. She makes special brownies.
So your special mushroom brownies. She picks them out on the back 40.
A giraffe in my pocket. Okay. My running back is a unicorn, and my quarterback is a centaur.
Yeah.
We have our draft coming up.
Did we really get any update on the world of sports there? We have to talk to Chet.
Well, he said he was at Clarke Stadium.
He was at the Elks game. His brother-in-law was at Clarke.
He did provide an update. He said there is a soccer match
There is a game tonight, so he mentioned, so if you didn't know, happen to know.
I thought this was all in all a very topical update or headlines for Chet Palmer.
Yeah, and I guess CFL Fantasy is going on, so.
CFL Fantasy is doing exactly what everybody thought CFL Fantasy would do.
Get people talking about the CFL?
Get people all excited. And then, by all accounts, completely drop the ball.
Now, are there some problems? No, because we're going to do our draft at 11:30 Wednesday.
I'm going to hold. I'm only speaking from what I learned and heard from Andrew Hustler Patterson today on the Lock Shop.
Right.
Who said it was their draft's still not done, and they started it Sunday night.
I'll tell you what. If ours doesn't,
we're done.
We're not doing it.
We'll
just say we're not doing it. Sorry, CFL.
I'll return my money to you.
I want it to work.
Everybody does.
I want to do it, but Dustin is golfing while he's doing the draft. He doesn't have days.
This would be the absolute worst case scenario for the CFL. If they roll this out and we try, because I'm not even going to look at it until we do our draft.
Same here. I agree.
Okay, and if it fumbles and stumbles and doesn't, and you can't pick players, this would be the absolute worst case scenario.
We hadn't put any money on the line.
No.
So it's not like, well, we have to do it. Everybody put in $50 or whatever.
So I'm fingers crossed, because the CFL did this to try and raise awareness. And I think, Reid, with a good product, you're damn right it would work.
Right.
But if you can't even draft, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we just won't do it. We'll just be like, we're out. We're not doing our league. But we'll see what happens by Wednesday morning. The off-topic topic is provided by William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. So the off-topic topic, as regular listeners will know and will inform newer people, the off-topic topic is just that. It can be related to something we're talking about. Sometimes it's out of left field. Sometimes it might be Jay and I text each other and we'll be like, what about this? And this is what this is. I texted Jay last night. A commercial for that movie, I Have the Power! Masters of the Universe was on TV.
He-Man, right?
Yeah,
No,
He-Man.
He-Man, yeah.
And I don't know this universe very much. I never had the toys. But the off-topic topic is, tell us about an action figure you played with as a kid, or action figures. Because I know there would have been people who played with He-Man toys.
Oh.
So the action figures,
Yes.
or maybe still play with as an adult, or your kids play with.
Which is totally fine.
Which is fine, too.
My kids still play with my micro machines from when I was a little guy.
Well, what were those?
I'm going to bring them in tomorrow.
Okay.
They're so much fun. They're like, you know, you had Hot Wheels?
Yes.
Okay, they were Hot Wheels the size of the end of your thumb. Micro machines. And you'd have little mini cities that you could set up. Car wash, parkade. There was an airport.
Okay.
So you'd make these mini micro machine cities. That was a big hit for me. But G.I. Joe, for me.
Okay.
Like, we had the bucket of G.I. Joe that you'd throw out, and you'd set up your guys. You'd set them all. You know, you got your laying down guys. You got your standing up guys. And then we had fences. I talked to my wife when you proposed this idea. Yeah. And she doesn't remember the fences. So I don't know if the fences were from a different set.
You might have brought them in from another set.
But it sure changed the gameplay for G.I. Joes. And remember, there was parachute G.I. Joe guy that you could just drop off your staircase at the top of the stairs
and
it would
deploy his
float
parachute
down. Yeah.
Well, I didn't. See, I played. This is not going to surprise anybody. I had the Star Wars figures, and I would enact scenes from the movies, I think at one point they started like doing WWE style wrestling. Like, I'd have little tournaments.
Right. But do you remember? Did you have a friend that had the actual WWF figurines? Like, remember there was a mat?
Yeah,
a ring, and then there'd be.
No, I didn't have.
There'd be
that.
Hulk Hogan, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Honky Tonk Man, Bret Hart. All of these figurines, and they were decent sized, Reid.
All right, so that'll be the off-topic topic. Like, some of these already coming in. Mechs, I think I did have a He-Man action figure and a layer where you can dunk slime on the action figure. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Vincenzo says WWE action figs, still collect them to this day since I was a kid.
Transformers, I mean, I think we're probably going to get a lot of Transformers. I think I had a couple Transformers when I was a kid.
I didn't have one.
But I wasn't as big into it. And let's face it, you've seen how clumsy I am. Like, am I really changing Optimus Prime into a semi and back?
Be like, time to go
like,
read.
oh, hey, yeah, people are like, hey, Mom, Pa Wilkins, how'd your boy lose his fingers? Well, he's playing with Optimus Prime.
I'm surprised. I'm seeing in the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox at 780-218-9999. I'm seeing a lot of Ninja Turtles.
Oh, they were big. Probably late 80s, maybe?
I love the Ninja Turtles, Cowabunga.
Yeah, dude.
But I never had the figurines.
Yeah, those would have been big.
Yeah, Stove says, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were my favorite action figures. I even have the pizza thrower. What? That my kids used to shoot the plastic pizzas at each other.
That's awesome.
Wow. We're gonna have to look at this.
Yeah, we'll get some nice nostalgia here and maybe learn about some newer toys as well. 780-218-9999 River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Post in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. And if you are on YouTube, give us a thumbs up if you haven't. Oh, and subscribe. Subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk if you haven't already. We're over 15,000 subscribers. 16,000 is next. Let's get her going. All right. We have Rob Notenboom at about 4 o'clock. He's in town with the Voyageurs the Canadian Soccer Fan Club. So we gotta. I know about them, but I don't really know about them.
Exactly.
So, and like, how are you feeling? You're rolling to Edmonton, and this is the weather. I want to know how they're feeling.
Maybe it'll unite them more.
Yeah, are they going? Did they go in a group, or are thousands of them going to the games in Toronto and Vancouver? We'll find out as much as we can. Here's the Coop with a sports update.
From Commonwealth Stadium, Canada plays host to Uzbekistan for a 2026 send-off series matchup. Game time is at 7. Maxime Crepeau and Dane St. Clair will each play 45 minutes in goal for Canada. Later on, Colombia and Costa Rica hit the pitch at 5 o'clock. And ESPN's Adam Schefter has reported that the Eagles-Patriots, they've agreed to a trade that sends A.J. Brown to New England. The Eagles get a 2027 and 2028 first-round pick in the move, with New England getting a 5th rounder the other way. In other news, ESPN has reported the Browns, they've traded defensive end Myles Garrett to the Rams in a blockbuster deal. Linebacker Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round selection, and some other picks are the expected return for Cleveland. From the Big Apple, 33-year-old Odell Beckham Jr. is headed back to the Giants, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. And a pair of WNBA games on tap today. Seattle visits Dallas with a Lynx and Mercury battle. Baseball action, it's the Tigers and Rays opening things up 4:40. It's the Dodgers and D-backs hitting the field before the Mets and Mariners close things out. This sports update is brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. It doesn't start on game day. It starts before kickoff. Get your single game tickets today and be there for every hit, catch, and touchdown. Lock in your seats now at goelks.com/tickets. More on the Reid Wilkins Show following the break. Here on Edmonton Sports Talk, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Two guys and a goalie.
Lemieux, guy that personified hate playing against him, love being his teammate. He was one of those, right? You must have interacted with him a couple of times.
He was, I can't remember where he was, but I remember.
Bounced around a lot, too.
Yeah, but talk about a guy that turned the volume up come playoff time. Conn Smythe winner.
Two guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
We have what you're looking for. GD Liquidators is Edmonton's one-stop shop for new and used warehouse, office, and industrial items since 1987. You'll find what you want when you want it. Give us a call, visit us in-store, or check out the monthly auctions at gdliquidators.com. 100% Canadian-owned and operated. We have what you are looking for. GD Liquidators.
River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Prism and Alda Nova. May 29th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it. Edmonton, don't miss Canada Soccer's men's national team as they take on Uzbekistan as part of the send-off series before the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Join us Monday, June 1st at 7 p.m. on Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster.ca.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said great job. Happy hour. Your boss said per my last email. Ugh. Emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Well, Commonwealth Stadium, the place to be tonight. Getting ready for the World Cup, Canada and Uzbekistan, and portions of this hour presented by Commonwealth Stadium. Get your game face ready, Edmonton. The Elks are back at Commonwealth for another electrifying CFL season. Experience the action live at Canada's largest outdoor stadium. Football, entertainment, and game day energy like no other. Grab your tickets now at goelks.com and don't miss a moment. Yeah, if you have us on YouTube, there is you'll see it. If not, I'll tell you if you have us on iHeart or TuneIn. There's a World Cup replica trophy, which is surprisingly heavy.
Here, Reid, pick it up.
It's like, oh my, I can't even pick it up with one hand. There, I got it. Who, where, why or what, why? Who?
So I think
it's
Maddie
so
got
heavy.
it yesterday at, he hosted that round table or that, the chat they had with
at the Ice House.
Shanetti was there at the Ice House. And I believe a listener was there who said, do you guys want to borrow this for the duration of the World Cup?
I thought it was going to be
weigh
heavy. A pound. It would be some novelty weird trophy.
Yeah, just wait.
It's incredibly... Jay's just
it's about
bench pressing it.
It's about 40 pounds. No, it's not light. It's not light.
How much would it be? I couldn't pick up 40. It might be close to 20.
Oh, it's more than 20.
Jeez. We'll call it sick tomorrow. How did both your hosts on the afternoon show tear their rotator cuffs?
Yeah, you would. Yes.
Were they pitching? Well, sort of.
Sort of.
Yeah, so this trophy is sitting here all day. Game tonight at 7. The off-topic topic is presented by William Hoff. I guess it's taken off. We better update a few because people are having fun with it. What action figures did you play with as a kid, or maybe still playing with, or your current children or grandchildren play with?
Yeah, Winnipeg Kev, Micro Machines or Rescue Heroes.
So he was like you then with the Micro Machines.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is interesting. Rusty Shackelford says, nothing beats carpet farming.
Okay.
I farmed so many hours on my grandparents' carpet. So I think...
He must have had the tractors.
Like he said a favorite was cultivating the carpet. So maybe it was a long enough carpet that you move it.
Change the color.
And you change it. That would be
That'd
fun.
be fun.
Chris Purper says Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles, He-Man, Stove, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were my favorite action figures. Oh, I read that one. That's with the pizza shooter. Barry the Cheater. I loved my G1 Transformers, baby. He even sent a picture of himself holding his Transformer box.
As a youth. As an infant. Maybe that's him right now.
Maybe. Warren says, I loved playing with Hot Wheels with my older brother as a kid. Both of us ended up being big car enthusiasts. We'd make up our own ramps and tracks, but for my 8th birthday, I got an official Hot Wheels track.
Oh, there you go.
It had the loop, and an electric car spinner that would send the car around and around. The shine of opening it and setting it up, I was dulled by the events that morning, September 11th. Not the best birthday. Well,
no.
Nah. What else we got here?
Jasmine says Barbie is the goat. I think there was a goat Barbie. Like there was everything else, wasn't there?
Barbie would certainly be up there.
Half woman, half goat.
Barbie.
Yeah, Barbie. There it is.
Jason and Leduc is speaking of WWF. He said, I had a buddy who had the ring and about 8 to 10 wrestlers. We had a game where we'd each pull a wrestler against the ropes and launch them into each other. And depending on their positions, points were awarded. 3 points, won a match, and a pinning position was an automatic win.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting.
That's pretty good. This has been good.
Oh,
yeah,
my gosh.
I mainly played with the Star Wars figures.
Dave from Ewell. Painting lead models for Warcraft and Warhammer.
Oh, amazing.
Wasn't cool then until you learn Henry Cavill still does it and is producing a show, because he is the definition of cool, in my opinion.
Well, Warhammer's been around for a long time. Gager's into it.
I never heard of it until Gager's told me about his son that was into it.
I knew about it, but I didn't know about it. Like, you'd see it, because I go into those stores that would have type of thing, and I knew it was something. But I think it's been around since the late 80s. Warhammer game is a British tabletop game with a medieval and fantasy theme. First published by Games Workshop in 1983. It's still going.
Really?
Well, yeah. I tell you, Jay, designing a good card game. I mean, Magic the Gathering has been around like 35 years.
Sure.
It's still going strong. Got a limerick here from Chris. Outside raindrops keep falling on my head. Aunt Sherma's brownies make my eyes red. Go to the game. No shows are lame. Why? Yeah, Superman's dead. That's the best Rain Media I could do, I think.
Oh, that was good.
That is that might win Limerick of the Year.
Why?
We got to nominate that. We got to nominate that.
Forward it to me because
I'll forward
I
it
didn't
to
get
you. That is remarkable.
Coob, you have to.
I'm sorry. That's the best Rain Media I could do with short notice. Because I was reading it as I was.
Speaking of superheroes, Superman's dead. That's a song, isn't it?
Well, yeah. That's from the song.
Can we clip that on the fly and just get it back up? Like, I just want to hammer. Why? It was too good. You were actually on, though. You were ready. You were there.
Well, it's probably the best I could do for someone with no singing ability. Let's hang on here.
Yeah, if we lay that.
Here it goes.
I'm thinking,
There it is.
Yes. So we'll get the clip, and
my
we'll have to
goodness.
lay it over that.
you know what we're talking about?
No, Jimmy Fallon interview came up. We really have too much fun on this show.
And then we'll send it off to Rain Meta.
Yeah. And he'll probably charge us royalties.
Yeah, probably.
Also today, we will do our guaranteed to be correct predicts for the Stanley Cup Final. Predictions. I'll do it. You'll do it. And Coob, you're in as well?
Oh, yeah.
When are we doing that? 4:40? Yeah, sometime later. That'll be fun too. I went 0 for 2 in the conference finals. I'm 8-6, so at least I'll be slightly better than the coin flip.
I think you were 8-6, so that would.
You're either 7-7.
I was 5-9. I was awful. I've been awful.
But you got both.
I think I chose Colorado, and I know I chose Carolina.
So okay, so you're probably 6 and 8 then.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that would make sense.
8-6. Okay, so we'll do that. The Elks played on Friday. I did not stay for the whole game. I stayed for the first half. I was very impressed with the first team offense. I do think there's some good talent in the receiving core, which I think we saw, Jay, by one player who got cut and one player who's on the practice squad, who we were both thought they could be contributors this year. And maybe the guy on the practice squad still will be.
Well, that's where O.J. Hilaire started out last year.
Right.
Okay, so even though he came on and had a strong finish to the season, O.J. Hilaire is starting this season again on the practice roster. And I think you alluded to this earlier, but Benjamin Victor was someone that thought, I know Elks fans were buying Benjamin Victor.
Right.
Saying, like this product out of Ohio State, big, tall body, lots of reach. But when you bring in Austin Mack, when you bring in Brandon O'Leary-Orange, when you bring in Joe Robustelli, something's got to give. Right? And Joshua Cephas, who I said to watch for, he made the active roster. 88.
Luther.
Yeah, Luther has looked good in both preseason games.
Yes.
Reid. So depth again, and I mean, if you're able to release a player like Benjamin Victor, that means your receiving core is better. So all in all, what I'm seeing from the Elks, they also released Mark Evans II, an offensive lineman that was there last year. He would be the sixth man in on the dreaded Jay's most hated formation in football, is bringing a 300-pound man into the backfield, but they did it with Mark Evans II. Hopefully that means we've seen the end of this because they actually have fullbacks this year, Reid.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, when you're cutting players of that caliber, you can't help but think that this roster is improving.
Yeah, in the first half or the first quarter, they did gamble inside the 10 on a third and about 2 inches, and they threw a pass that was broken up. So I think sometimes you just try plays.
Well, it's exhibition.
I thought Fajardo looked pretty good. Yeah, the receivers looked good. Rankin's first run was one of those where there wasn't much inside, and he kicked it outside for 20 yards. I think he had a screen pass that was nice as well.
It was.
Taylor Powell, who looked really good in Victoria, did not have a good second quarter.
Yeah. Surprised by that.
Surprising, and he was throwing. I don't know if anybody else. Like I said, I was sitting with Tom and Hernan, and they noticed this as well. I don't know if anybody else commented on this. He was throwing sidearm a lot, and he was not pushing the ball down the field. Now, he didn't have the premium receivers, but he didn't in Victoria either, for the most part. So
was it still, because I can't recall, was it still the first unit offensive line?
You know what, Jay? I can't remember.
Yeah,
there might have been
a big difference.
There might have been some switches there too.
I think Taylor Powell is capable.
He was on the run a couple of times.
Yeah. But yeah, that's not a great look, especially after how he performed in Langford out in Victoria. But one play that really kind of irked me was that deep shot that beat Tyrell Ford.
The Calgary touchdown in the first half.
Yeah.
The first one, I guess, yeah.
Look, you're going to get beat. That's going to happen. I just didn't like the body language after the fact. Or, it seemed like that receiver had way too much inside position and leverage on Tyrell Ford, which you would think he would like to limit.
Right.
Because it forces the quarterback to make a perfect outside throw, and the quarterback just had too much space to lay it up on the in between the player and the sideline. So hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. Because it wasn't a great look by Tyrell Ford. I know he's a very capable defensive back, but that particular play didn't look so good.
Yeah, we'll have the Mark Killam show tomorrow at 5 here on Edmonton Sports Talk. He's going to join us every Tuesday at 5 throughout the regular season. Jay and I are in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Afternoons just got a serious upgrade at the Canadian Brewhouse. Happy hour runs Monday to Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m. Deals starting at $3.99. Make the smart move and head to the Canadian Brewhouse. Now, I don't have the wing flavor of the month. Are we going to get it on Wednesday?
Maybe we should just leave it like that because Patty from the Brewhouse is coming.
He's bringing it
right
in.
Here, baby.
He's bringing in the wing flavor of the month. Okay, that'll be pretty cool to get that. At the top of the hour, Rob Notenboom. He's the president of the Voyageurs, the Canadian soccer fan club. Many of them are in Edmonton for the match tonight, so we'll see what's going on with them. Cory Lavalette covers the Hurricanes. He's coming up a little bit later on. Jay's play of the day is about tonight's match. That's when we get back. Here's the Coop.
From Commonwealth Stadium, Canada, Uzbekistan hit the pitch for a 2026 send-off series matchup. Game time at 7. Maxime Crépeau and Dane St. Clair will both see action for Canada in goal, playing 45 minutes each. Later on, Colombia, Costa Rica, they hit the pitch at 5 o'clock. In ESPN, they've reported that New England, Philadelphia have agreed to a trade that makes A.J. Brown a Patriot. Sources say that the Eagles will get 2 first-rounders and a 5th-round pick in the move. In other news, the Browns, they've traded defensive end Myles Garrett to the Rams in exchange for Jared Verse and 3 picks, including a 2027 and 2028 first-round selection from the Big Apple. 33-year-old Odell Beckham Jr. is headed back to the Giants, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. And there's 2 WNBA games on tap today. Seattle's out in Dallas with the Lynx and Mercury lock horns. Baseball action, the Tigers and Rays open the night at 4:40. The Dodgers and D-backs hit the field as well before the Mets and Mariners close things out. More with Reid Wilkins, Jay Milne here on the Reid Wilkins Show. Following the break, here on Edmonton Sports Talk, I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The oil stream.
I think this will be a rare case within the NHL in the next few years where you see a good trade that benefits both teams. That's where I'm leaning towards still, because I know as an Oilers fans right now, they're looking at this, and it's all the uproar on Twitter right now is how do you let this happen? I still am big on Ike Howard.
The oil stream presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Some of us are walking, others are biking. Together, we are accelerating the pace of MS research breakthroughs. This May, join Sentinel Storage at an MS walk in your community. Sentinel Storage, proud partner of MS Canada.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Prism and Aldanova. May 29th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it. Edmonton, don't miss Canada Soccer's men's national team as they take on Uzbekistan as part of the send-off series before the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Join us Monday, June 1st at 7 p.m. on Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster.ca.
Goodwill is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal, one donor, letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant,
learning,
trying,
building skills,
building confidence,
building a future.
One purchase, one donation,
one job, one choice.
Goodwill is
the power of one, the power of one, the power of one, the power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
Somewhere, someone is sitting on a patio that is literally part of the parking lot. They're hot, uncomfortable, and bored. Do not be that person. The Canadian Brewhouse has a rooftop, real turf, misters, fire tables, patio games, big screens, and zero reason to be bored. This summer, your standards are higher than a parking lot, and you know it. The Canadian Brewhouse, Canada's best patios.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget. Open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
All right, let's see if this worked here.
I'm thinking,
why? Yeah, Superman's dead. So you put me over top of Rain Maida.
Yes.
You mixed us.
I'm thinking,
why? Yeah, Superman's dead. I could be the lead singer in an OLP cover band.
Oh, it's too good. Do it one more time.
Reid Maida. Hang on, there we go.
I'm thinking,
why? Yeah, Superman's dead. There we go.
Good job, Coob.
What we do is if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
All right. Haven't played that in a while. Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. It's 3:50. In about 10 minutes, we're very excited to have this on because, you know, Jay and I like... Well, we like a lot of stuff. We love doing the show, but we love talking to interesting people. Mm-hmm. And we love doing interviews that, like, really, we have... I mean, we get it. It's the Canadian Soccer Fan Club.
Yes.
I don't know how it works.
The Voyageurs.
How do you get in? Do you pay? Do you have to go to games? Like, if you don't go to a game a year, are you out?
Yeah. Do they revoke your status?
Does do they help pay for travel? Like,
how
if
do you show
everybody's-
your fandom?
Yeah. So it's going to be pretty good.
Can't wait.
He's coming up at 4 o'clock, and he is at an event, a Voyageurs event. So I don't know if there's going to be a bunch of liquored up Canadian soccer fans in the back. Probably all very polite.
Hey, Reid, let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope. Yeah. Actually, they're just sipping maple syrup. Just they're just having a bunch
a
of
shot there for you, bud.
Yeah. How's your poutine there? Oh, I could top it up with some curds if you got any, but only if there's some left. It's kind of like Don Cherry goes to the. So I went to Voyageurs. Now these guys they're going all over the country, and that's how you be Canadian. You travel and you see your team. I don't care if it's hockey or these guys with their whatever they're playing tonight in Edmonton. All right, 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. That's how you text us. If you're on YouTube this afternoon, pretty good job. We're over 50 thumbs. If you've not clicked the thumbs up, let's keep going. Let's get to 100 as quickly as possible. Big segment here.
It's Jay. It's play. He's Jay. It's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Presented by Play Alberta. I almost had it presented by the public library. That's later on in the show.
Thought something was amiss
The
there.
play of the day presented by Play Alberta. When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. PlayAlberta.ca/EST. And it is the first of the month. You have to be 18 and older to gamble. And if you do gamble, use your game sense.
Jay's play of the day. I'm sorry, but I had to do it.
Uh-oh.
I'm just thinking of all you hardcore fans going down there with your see-through plastic bags full of ponchos and tarps, maybe the odd toque. Waterproof footwear is a must. Joining with the other Voyageurs in celebrating our team, Canada.
Yeah.
Men's soccer, Uzbekistan. The send-off series, Reid. It's World Cup time, baby. Canada versus Uzbekistan. Correct score to be 0-0.
Oh, come on.
Somebody's got to do it.
Wait a minute. Mr. Always take the over. You're specifically taking a 0-0 draw.
Reid, in the game of football, as some people like to say, 0-0 scores happen. I believe
Of course
it's
they happen. 0-0, yes.
0-0. And look at it outside. Would you want to score in this weather? In this economy? Plus, it was just too good of a number to turn down. So I'm sorry.
For all you people who...
Well, hey, this is a silver lining play. I should have called it Jay's silver lining.
Right.
At least if you are subject to a dud game and freezing your ass off, at least you can say, yeah, but I played Jay's play of the day and it was boosted to plus 860.
9.5 to 1.
Not bad.
Actually, that's worth, like, put a $1 on it.
Why not?
You got your coffee for the week or whatever.
So Jay's play of the day, Canada versus Uzbekistan. Correct score 0-0 or 0-0, as they say in soccer.
Jesus. I can't believe you're taking a 0-0 draw.
Why not?
So if somebody scores in the second minute, your bet's done.
It is.
Now, if it's the 75th minute, then it's still 0-0. We're going to be chewing our fingernails.
This one is, I just have to make note of this other play as well. The EST Afternoons Let's Do It parlay is at plus 12,900, Reid.
Hang on, I got to refresh that. I don't see that one yet. Hang on.
So it's the Seattle Mariners minus 1.5.
Okay.
T. Buchanan to score a goal. Is that a Canadian men's soccer player?
Yeah,
Coop?
Tejan Buchanan.
Tejan Buchanan. Okay,
Is he guaranteed to play?
He's in the
so.
lineup.
Canada versus Uzbekistan 1-1.
It ends exactly 1-1. And so Buchanan would have to get the goal.
He would have to be the goal
and
scorer.
who are the Mariners playing? I didn't even look at the baseball today.
I mean, if you put a dollar on it, it returns you $130.
That's incredible value. I will put $1 on that.
Use your game sense.
Why not?
But head over to playalberta.ca, click on sports, click on ESC specials. You'll see these and others. And Reid, like I just said, always remember to use your game sense.
It's Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
Oh my goodness. Project Dumpling says, I'll be livid if the game is 0-0, freezing my arse off and getting sick from the rain.
That's why I put a couple bucks on it. I'm going to the game.
It's a silver lining play. That's the way you should look at it. If you're subjected to a 0-0 game, at least you have Jay's play of the day for drinks after the game at your local establishment.
The 55-yard line says, does FIFA need a new yard line? I think he was typing next season that got cut off.
But here's the thing. For those going, it's going to be unique. It's going to be...
Absolutely.
These are one of those events where the weather is such as it is unifying. And you're all there together, stuck in the rain, cheering on Team Canada. I think it'll be an electric atmosphere.
Well, we're going to find out about some of the people who are going to make it electric. The president of the Voyageurs fan club coming up after the 4 o'clock break.
The Lock Shop. Cleveland Browns are finalizing a deal that will send Myles Garrett to the Los Angeles Rams. They will get Pro Bowl edge Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round pick, and other draft pick compensation still being negotiated to the Browns.
Wow. Verse is no joke. I mean, he's a heck of a player. Now, Myles Garrett's probably the best in the biz, so...
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Worksite ready, Western tough. Lamley's Workwear is calling all tradespeople, oil and gas crews, construction workers, farmers, and hard-working Canadians. Built for the job with quality craftsmanship, job site protection, and cowboy-worthy durability. Trusted brands like Airy at Work and Wrangler Rigs, designed for performance and all-day comfort on the toughest sites. No matter the season, Lamley's has the workwear you need. Shop the full range now at lamleys.com/work.
LAMMLES. Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. Hi, it's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
It doesn't start on game day. It starts before kickoff. Before the first snap, before the noise, before everyone else. This is Edmonton football. The only way to experience it is being there when it happens. Every hit, catch, and touchdown. Season seats, flex packs, groups, single games. There's a way in for everyone. Edmonton Elks, our city, our year. Get your seats now at goelks.com/tickets.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
From Commonwealth Stadium, Canada, Uzbekistan go at it for a 2026 send-off series matchup. Game time is at 7. Maxime Crepeau and Dane St. Clair will each play 45 minutes in goal for Canada. ESPN, they've reported that New England and Philadelphia have agreed to a trade that makes A.J. Brown a Patriot. Sources say that the Eagles will get 2 first-rounders and a 5th-round pick in the move. In other news, the Browns, they've traded defensive end Myles Garrett to the Rams in exchange for Jared Verse and 3 picks, including a 2027 and 28 first-round selection. And the Big Apple 33-year-old Odell Beckham Jr. is headed back to the Giants, according to NFL Network. Baseball action, the Tigers, Rays open the night. Dodgers, D-backs go at it before the Mets and Mariners close things out. The Jays in action tomorrow against the Braves. I'm Zachary Kubich. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. He is Jason Milne. I am Reid Wilkins. We are with you 3 to 6 p.m. every weekday here on Edmonton Sports Talk, EST, live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. every weekday. We also have pre- and post-game coverage for both the Oilers and the Elks. Of course, the Oilers are finished, but the Elks start up their regular season Saturday in Ottawa. It's a 5 o'clock game, so the Green and Gold kickoff show with Jay Milne and Matthew Iwanek will commence at 4 o'clock.
Correct.
You'll take everybody into the game. You're on right after the game to break it down with the Green and Gold post-game show. A lot of fun for that, as we'll see if the Elks, well, what have I said? In the last 4 years, they've won 3 games total in June and July. So it'd be great if they got a couple, well, at least a couple, this June and July. A lot of you fired up for the match tonight. Fired Up, presented by Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years, the authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street. Yeah, it is raining, but a lot of people still excited for this match. Pretty special opportunity to see Canada and Uzbekistan play so close to the tournament. Canada 30th ranked in the world. Uzbekistan coming in at 50th. Uzbekistan going to play their games in Mexico City, Houston, and Atlanta, and of course, Toronto and Vancouver will be the homes for Edmonton. All right, I think this guy's ready to go. Rob Notenboom is president of the Voyageurs, the fan club for Canada Soccer. Rob, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for doing this. Where are you right now?
I'm at the Santa Maria Goretti Center, right across from Commonwealth, where we are doing our Voyageurs pregame. And it's starting to fill up. We started at 3 p.m. this afternoon, and, people have been pretty steadily coming in, and we're hoping to fill this place up, and then we'll march over to the stadium right just before game time.
Okay, well, thanks for doing this. I know we talked yesterday, and you said there'll be something going on, and I said, well, even better if you can spare a few minutes. Tell us a little bit about the Voyageurs. Like, how long has the club been going now?
This is our 30th year. It was kind of nice that the 30th year anniversary coincided with hosting a World Cup. We were formed in 1996, and we were actually formed in Edmonton by some people that were going to U of A at the time who were tired of being out-cheered in our home stadiums. And at that time, of course, Commonwealth hosted lots of Canada games. It was one of the only grass pitches in the country that could kind of be set up for soccer, so Edmonton saw lots of games. And these guys started the Voyageurs kind of just, it was almost like back of a napkin kind of stuff, I think. And they had a huge passion for soccer and a huge passion for Canada. And they put those two things together in the way they went. For probably 15 or 20 years after that, it was a very kind of loose group that would assemble for games. But otherwise, kind of like the organization and the structure wasn't kind of all there. And in the last 6 or 7 years, we decided to become an incorporated nonprofit, have a board of directors, have volunteer roles and whatnot, and we've kind of fleshed that part of the organization out. So we're able to try and host more kinds of events, do things on a more official fashion, but still keep that kind of passion is one side of it, and family is the other side of it. We call ourselves the Voyageurs family, and we kind of, lots of people know each other in this room right now.
Okay, so membership, do you got to apply? Do you got to pay a little bit?
Yeah, it's a paid membership. It's a paid membership. It's I don't have the website in front of me. I think it's $30 a year now. For that, you get first dibs on tickets to matches in our sections. You get some merch sent to you. We have a newsletter. We have a website. We try to connect people for, coast to coast with various things that we try to do, and you get in on spectacular events. So we try and keep the cost low, and we put all that money back into the events that we throw wherever Canada happens to be playing.
Rob Notenboom joining us here. He's president of the Voyageurs fan club for Canada Soccer. You just mentioned tickets in your section, the Voyageurs section. I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews about ticket pricing and resale for this World Cup, especially the games that are in Canada. Is being a part of the Voyageurs somewhat of a way around that?
It was for some people, but not for that many, unfortunately. Now, when we have our own Canada games that aren't World Cup games, and our point of contact is Canada Soccer, they organize sections for us. They give us those sections at a fairly significant discount, usually, and we get to somewhat control the ticketing. We, have the ticket link, we have the ticket codes, and we get to control that. When it's a FIFA event, we don't. FIFA doesn't really directly liaise with supporters groups like ours. However, after the first batch of tickets were released in October, November, there was a huge worldwide blowback about the pricing and about how difficult the ticket portal was and a bunch of other things. I suspect from that, FIFA decided, well, we're going to try and give our traveling supporters for different countries a little bit of a bonus. So they offered Canada Soccer a small swath, considering the size of the stadiums, of cheaper tickets. They were $88 Canadian. Canada Soccer reached out to us and said, we're allocating all those to you. This is in December. We decided, we want to make sure these go to members. We need to try and spread the wealth around as much as we can. So we limited it to one ticket per member. We did a random draw, and then we allocated those tickets for each of the Canada's group games only. So those three games, the three group games, we allocated the tickets individually to individual members. And so that was quite a bonus. My ticket for the opener in Toronto was $1,300.
Cool.
So, yeah, and I mean, I was a bit prepared for that. I've been, looking at this tournament coming up for 4 or 5 years. I knew there's a chance ticket prices could be exorbitant, so I squirreled some money away. But plenty of Voyageurs were quite lucky and got $88 tickets. Lots weren't. We have over 3,000 members, and that ticket allotment didn't satisfy our needs anywhere close. But we were very happy to be able to bring that to people. But I would say on the whole, even people that got $88 tickets would probably agree that the ticketing regime and the situation has not been good in almost any way, shape, or form. They've been very expensive. It's been confusing as to how to get them. They've been trickled out in dribs and drabs. And I think there's a lot of, I'm not sure how to characterize it exactly, but a lot of consternation and kind of grumpiness around the whole ticketing and this World Cup.
Well, I mean, and that makes tonight's game so much more special and meaningful because it gives, certainly Edmontonians and people from the province of Alberta and those that can't go to the World Cup an opportunity to watch a World Cup quality game. Now, when you guys march over there, all right, you're going to be leaving as a unit, as the Voyageurs, and you're marching to Commonwealth Stadium. I went on your website and on your events for match day. You have chants and songs. Can you tell us a little bit more? Maybe give us a sample if you want, Rob, of some of the chants that the Team Canada are going to hear tonight at Commonwealth.
I can try. There are lots of chants and songs. This is something that comes along. It goes hand in hand with soccer supporting. Songs and singing and chanting are something that every soccer culture does around the world. In some countries, it's much more baked into the fabric of the culture and the community. In Canada, it tends to be a little bit separated. So there are groups like ours who sing, and then there are other people in the stadium who tend to sit and watch quietly and don't sing as much. It would be wonderful if we could get the entire stadium at certain points singing or chanting certain songs. And there are some very, very simple ones that anybody can pick up on. And often our stuff is stylized off of songs we've heard other clubs or other countries singing anyway, and we just kind of change the words a little bit, and away we go. We have a Canada chant. But there are some really simple ones, right? Just like Canada, clap, 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 Canada, clap, clap, clap. That's really simple. There's Allez Rouge, which, there's Allez Bleu in France, and Allez whoever is done in different countries. So it's just Allez, 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 Rouge, Allez, 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 Rouge, Allez. It's just like that, right?
Yeah, it's good.
And we have people that lead those in our section called capos, and we all try and follow them. We try to all sing in unison, try to do it all at the same time. So if you're beside Section O tonight, you will hear us and feel free to join in. It's all one big happy family. It's not like a Voyageurs exclusive thing. Anybody can sing any of the songs along with us.
Okay, Rob, one more for you. I know you got to go. Rob Notenboom on the line, president of the Voyageurs. They're going to be marching over from the Santa Maria Goretti Center to Commonwealth before the match tonight. World Cup's around the corner. How are you feeling about Canada's chances? I mean, we know the roster was named. We know Davies will probably play at some point. Like, how are you feeling here? What's a good World Cup for Canada?
I would say a good World Cup is looking strong in the group, getting out of the group, and having a good match in the round of 32. And, it's soccer, so it could be win, lose, or draw. You just never know. But that's a decent tournament, for a good tournament for me. Of course, there's nightmare scenarios and there's dreamland scenarios and everything in between. So I don't have any expectation necessarily, but I know even despite the injuries, we are a good team. We're maybe the best team we've ever been. We have a bunch of players playing on good teams in good leagues, and they're playing well in those places. And so I think it's reasonable to have, at least some expectations. But I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful. But I think expectations are a great way to set yourself up for disappointment. So I'd love to see us have a culture-changing moment in this country with soccer and how we as a nation relate to the game. That would be a beautiful thing.
Well, and I think a lot of us have been waiting and hoping for that for a while, for sure. So let's hope that we get it. Hey, thanks for doing this. We'll probably get in touch during the tournament and want to talk to you again, or maybe another enthusiastic fan or an Edmonton angle, because we'd love to do more with you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Allez les Rouges.
There we go. Rob Notenboom, president of the Voyageurs. So the website is just thevoyageurs.com, right? Mm-hmm. Find out more. He mentioned $30 a year. So Wannick's a member, right? And he's going to the match. And it's all about enthusiasm and fun and family, as he said. And so they're doing an event now. They're going to walk over together. They'll be sitting together. They'll be trying to get people excited. We didn't even ask them about the rain. And quite frankly, I don't care, because I don't think they care.
No.
There's a match and they're going and they're all together.
Yep.
Like it they're perfectly happy to be going.
Oh, good point.
Yeah. That was really cool. We should get him on again, or something.
30 years.
because he was a little limited with his time, because there's definitely more stuff we could have got into. But I didn't know how long it had been around. I really didn't. I knew it existed. I didn't know when it started.
Well,
and it started with Edmontonians.
Yeah, talk about fired up. That was 30 years ago, Reid. 1996, right here in Edmonton. And to think of, now you're recognized by FIFA as the official fan group or fan club of Canada soccer. That's pretty impressive. I get the sense, though, Reid, that this was really, well, quite frankly, pissing off a lot of true football soccer fans with ticket pricing and all that stuff. I've heard, unfortunately, more bad than good.
Yeah. What did he say he paid for the opener? $1,300?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good chunk. Yeah. Well, hopefully it's a great experience. Well, I think it will be, but I hope Canada wins when he goes. Not just. So I just saw Ben Steiner here. He's a good follow for Canadian soccer stuff for CBC Sports. Canada's going to wear red against Bosnia-Herzegovina, black against Qatar, and white against Switzerland. So the kits have been announced. So that's another. I don't even know what they're wearing. Coob, do you know what they're wearing tonight? I didn't even see what they're wearing tonight.
I actually have zero clue. Reid.
Okay, somebody will know and put it in the nasty chat, I'm sure. So this is fun stuff. That was good to have Rob on. It'll be cool to hear them tonight, and that's the one thing that people say when Canadians go to Europe, and even soccer, and not just soccer games, even hockey, like the chanting. It's just because I've talked to Canadians who've gone to play in Europe. Some Canadian NHLers played in spots during the lockout. And they were like, it's just nonstop.
Yeah.
Like the Spengler Cup. Dusty's got stories about it. It's like they're just standing up and singing the entire match.
Yeah, it's just different.
It's a little bit of a different mentality, because I think here in Canada and the States, well, if your team's not playing well, you better show your disapproval. You're not having a good time anymore, and you got to show the team that you're not having a good time.
Yes.
I don't know if that's... I'm sure there's, of course, fans in Europe go and would be upset if their team is losing, but I think it's a little bit of a different mindset. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Don't forget about the Tap 25 $21.99 prime rib special. The $21.99 prime rib special, 7 days a week, 11:30 in the morning to 11 at night, available for dine-in and takeout. Now, it's not available on show nights, but every other day, rivercreeresort.com. That is an incredible deal. If you have not yet given us a thumbs up on YouTube, please do so. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can email your limericks to 780-218, or email your limericks to reid@edmontonsportstalk.com, jay@edmontonsportstalk.com. I don't know if anybody's going to top Chris's, because we said we want your rain-themed limericks. So he worked in the weather and Rain Maida, the lead singer of Our Lady Peace. Pretty incredible work there, but we'll see what else we get. We have some very creative listeners out there. We saw one of them today. Mex came in.
And boy, did he.
We missed Mex last week when we were doing the CFL fantasy team names, because I think he was away for a while.
Right.
And we got some good ones. It was on Friday, wasn't it? VR brought the house down with a team for Benny.
I don't even think Benny's could have topped
Benny's blind rankings. By the way, then Benny didn't go in the pool. So Herdan's now in our pool.
Yeah.
After Herdan didn't want to go in it.
Could have been
Not
so
in
special.
Ours. Yeah, could have been. But who knows? We may not be having it if the CFL fantasy doesn't work for
Hey.
well. Yeah. Now, are you rained out tonight for flag football, or do you still have practice?
Nope, practice. I canceled. I made the executive decision, Reid.
Oh, you as the coach?
Yep. Put my foot down and said, sorry, kids, no practice tonight. Sorry, kids, there's probably no practice tomorrow night. And actually, kids, there might not be football this week. Well, the county, it's not like I can decide. Like the fields are closed in Strathcona County. So, you can't just go rogue and be that crazy coach that makes everybody like, this is kids. They're 10 and 11. Don't worry about it.
So if there was a light rain on a field that hadn't been rained on all week, you'd still play.
Yeah,
probably.
Like,
but
if it was cold and cool like this, Reid, like they're young. They're 10 and 9, 10, 11 years old. Nobody likes that.
No.
And for what? What are we trying to win the Grey Cup of Sherwood Park Youth Flag Football League?
Yeah.
No, we just want to have fun. And sitting in the rain, getting wet, and it's super cold is not fun for children.
Well, looking at the forecast here, rainy tomorrow, might taper off Tuesday evening. Right now it says Wednesday and Thursday during the day are fine, but then it starts raining again, likely Thursday evening, and Friday might get a bit of a break on Saturday. But yeah, we got a lot of rain coming through.
Yeah,
So-
and our games are Friday, Saturdays on a county field. So, yeah.
780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Big Uke says your draft will work. It will just take longer than you anticipate. But see, Uke, that's the problem.
We don't have
We need
time.
this done. And Dustin Nielsen is golfing. I texted him today. I was like, can you draft on Wednesday? He's like, no problem. I'll do it while I'm golfing. So we need it to happen over the course of a hole or two. You know, like we don't want him going to bed that night and still only making his 4th overall pick from 11:30 in the morning.
Well, and if it's not going the way that we need it to go, it ain't happening.
You lost a customer for the draft. All right, Coob's coming up here. We'll talk a little bit about the Memorial Cup. We're going to make our Stanley Cup Final picks. Cory Lavalette, who covers the Hurricanes for the North State Journal, will join us at 5. Here's Zachary Kubish.
Kickoff at 7 from Commonwealth Stadium, Canada. Uzbekistan hit the pitch for a 2026 send-off series matchup. Maxime Crépeau and Dane St. Clair will share the net for Canada, each playing 45 minutes tonight. ESPN, they've reported that New England, Philadelphia have agreed to a trade that makes A.J. Brown a Patriot. Sources say that the Eagles will get two first-rounders and a 5th-round pick in the deal. In other news, the Browns, they've traded defensive end Myles Garrett to the Rams in exchange for Jared Verse and 3 picks, including a 2027 and 28 first-round selection. Out in New York, 33-year-old Odell Beckham Jr. is returning to the Giants, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. A pair of WNBA games go down tonight. Seattle at Dallas, while the Lynx and Mercury battle. To baseball, 2 games about to get underway. The Marlins and Nationals warming up. Wow. The Tigers and Rays get ready for action. We also see the Mets and Mariners going at it before the Rangers and Cardinals showdown. This sports update is brought to you by the Ranch Golf Club. The Ranch Golf Club delivers premier conditions, top-notch service, and unmatched value every round. It's why they're Alberta's top choice for corporate golf events. Visit theranchgolf.com today to find out more. Some hockey discussion next. Here on the Reid Wilkins Show, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
TSN's Craig Button joining us.
You know, I've just been out riding the bike, spending some time. We're going to go for a hike tomorrow and just trying to get outdoors and get out on a kayak.
And you'll be better than Dustin.
I do kayak, Dave, and it doesn't take much to be better than Dustin. I mean, all you got to really do is stay afloat, and you're already better than Dustin. So
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Hey sports fans, I'm Alistair Johnston with Canada Soccer. The biggest sporting event in the world is coming to Canada this summer, and we hope that you're just as excited as we are. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I can't wait to share it with the whole country.
Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of Canada Soccer.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
All right. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're staying dry. If you're going to the match tonight, hope you're ready to rock and roll. Canada, Uzbekistan, 7 o'clock at Commonwealth Stadium. Now, this is not a limerick, but it is a poem, and it's by the 55-yard line in the Nasty Chat. Roses aren't weeds. This host is Reid. FIFA and the CFL need new leadership. Come, Navid. Or Our Lady Peace. The 55-yard line. Would the 55-yard line be a jilted lover?
Oh, yeah. I think the 55-yard line is.
Yeah. Very. Again, not a limerick, but certainly an emotional poem. And working in, and very creative, and working in some more Rain Maida.
I mean, Our Lady Peace was one of the iconic Canadian bands of our time. It is.
Yeah, I would say so.
Like, when did they really have their come-uppins? Was it in the late 90s to mid-2000s?
Yes, I would think so. Yeah, I would say that's...
Remember I, Mother Earth?
I do.
They were good, too.
I don't remember their stuff as much. Top selling Canadian bands of all time. This website's hard to navigate, so I'm not going to go to it. I'm sorry. They would have to be up there.
Well, number one, by no surprise, looks to be Nickelback.
I would imagine Rush would be up there. Is this by sales? Or by?
Yes.
I Googled best selling Canadian bands of all time, but my stuff didn't.
This has Nickelback, Rush, The Tragically Hip.
Oh, right.
Bare Naked Ladies, The Guess Who, and Loverboy.
Oh.
Everybody is working for the weekend.
Yeah, we really are. Well, Our Lady Peace would have to be up there for sales. Like, they had some big stuff.
Yeah. I wonder if this is like international sales or...
Yeah, but Our Lady Peace was huge.
Well, and if you go to artists, Celine Dion.
Yeah, Celine Dion, Shania Twain. Probably Bryan Adams.
Michael Bublé.
Oh, Bublé.
Our Lady Peace, 9th.
So what is that a list of?
The top 150 overall Canadian artists by physical and digital sales, according to Nielsen/Billboard.
Oh, wow. What did that come out?
Began with physical sales in 1996, with digital added in 2005. Data is up to the end of 2016.
Oh, so that's old.
Well, yeah. Drizzy Drake wouldn't be on here.
Oh, right. He was a thing in 2016, though.
They call him, on Degrassi.
Drake was already an artist, a musician in 2016, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was making summer hits all summer 16, playing Dirty Not Clean.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's one of his
Drake,
lyrics.
Was Drake of 2016 Drake of today? Like, was he a superstar?
It was his emergence as a superstar. So that was really his big breakthrough year was 2016.
We're in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Why wait for a good time? Started early at the Canadian Brewhouse. Happy hour runs Monday to Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m. Deals starting at $3.99. Your couch can't compete. The Canadian Brewhouse. Just to remind you, our off-topic topic for William Huff is action figures you played with as a kid, or your kids play with now, or you still play with even if you're an adult. Mm-hmm. Star Wars figures were big for me. That was probably my number one. We've had Transformers, Ninja Turtles, Barbie, the Micro Machines. We had a bunch of stuff. So you keep those coming in. 780-218-9999. River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Post in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. If you have not yet given us a thumbs up on YouTube, please do so. Let's see how quickly we can get to 100. We're over 2/3 of the way there. If you're on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, that's also awesome. Make us a preset, make us a favorite, and spread the word about Edmonton Sports Talk. Let other people know who we are, how they can find us. Let's just do a little bit for us. We'll take care of the rest.
Travis asks, does Bionicle count as action figures, or is that more Lego?
Sure.
What's Bionicle?
I don't know.
Bionicle is...
If he thinks it can count, it counts.
There you go. Speaking of an eyeball or seeing thing, my older brothers had a $6 million man, Steve Austin figurine that had a hole in the back of his head.
Yeah.
And you'd put it up to his eye and you'd see through his eyesight like a magnifying
No way.
glass. Yes.
Is that also how the Transformers sounded when they transform? Is that close to that?
Sort of. It was more mechanical. Like that's kind of like a weird reverberation.
Okay. And what about what makes this sound?
Turtle.
All right.
Something's moving.
Something's transforming for sure. All right, let's get into the Oil Understood. It is presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. All right. So what did you think of the Memorial Cup Final? First of all, let's start there. Rangers, Silvertips.
Yeah, I had the whole family over for Sunday dinner. Did some pork butts, Reid.
Oh, good.
Did pulled pork sandwiches. It was lovely.
Good.
So we had the game on the entire time. It was entertaining. The first period was very entertaining. And, Kitchener, I felt Reid had the upper hand throughout the game. Everett just wouldn't go away until they got into penalty trouble in between this, and Kitchener came out in the third period and put that away pretty quick.
Right.
But I watched more of that Memorial Cup, partially because Dusty's calling it. And I think Dustin did a great job. There's been people that have been saying that he's been getting shout outs from, around the sports landscape.
Oh, he did a great job.
In Edmonton.
Him and Corrado were really good together. And I don't think they'd worked together before, had they? Yeah, really good.
Dusty said they hadn't worked together.
They did a bunch of little funny bits.
Yeah, the bits were good.
They were in a pontoon boat or something.
They were in a Kubota tractor.
Yeah, they were driving around in a tractor.
But I thought the game was entertaining until, the third period, and then Kitchener just went away.
You can't take that. What was it, chance? You can't cross-check a guy who's already face down on the ground. Like they're
two-handed in the back.
Like they're kids, there's emotion, but still, that's a bad penalty.
There's a difference with a cross-check where your hands are separated like this, as opposed to like in the middle and give him a bump in the back. This was a two-handed cross-check with somebody face first down on the ice. And then the audacity of Shantz to get up and argue it.
Right.
And say, what are you effing looking at? What? So that was bad. Then they went on the 5-on-3, scored on the 5-on-3. One player came out of the box, scored on the 5-on-4, and the game's out of hand.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind to see Everett win. No Western League team has won it since 2014. Plus, you have Steve Hamilton, the former Oil King, head and assistant coach. And, we had Steve on. I've been interviewing him since he was in the AJHL, like over 20 years ago. So I would have loved to see him win it. Like my mom said, well, you're cheering for Kitchener because you were born there. And I'm like, no, because we left Kitchener when I was 1.5. So this means nothing to me except going back to visit people there. So I was hoping Everett would do well. I mean, DuPont's a very intriguing prospect, but I mean, they were going over the records of those two teams and like 4 or 5 losses each since Christmas or something like that. Like just incredible runs. And Kitchener got what they got. Jared Woolley. I looked up. He's not related to Jason Woolley. Remember him? He was a Sabre for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam O'Reilly.
Oh, who's that?
How
come that name sounds familiar, Riedrich?
Like he's exactly the type of player the Oilers need. Competitive, good at it. Now it's junior, and he's older.
Yes.
He's an older junior player already. But nonetheless, I mean, man, oh man.
And I mean, look, everybody was, they screwed it up again. Ike Howard is half the player Sam O'Reilly is. And you know what, honestly, Reid? He could be half the player.
Well, yeah.
But he could also develop into being a great young talent for the Oilers, Ike Howard. It's just too early to tell for both accounts. And just because Sam O'Reilly, what was it, the 4th player in CHL history that won the...
Yeah, only had one of the greatest individual seasons in junior hockey history.
I mean, it's just because he's one of the greatest to ever play in the CHL. Oh,
It doesn't look good right now.
Reid, I mean, it's another tick.
It's another tick against Stan Bowman. And look, it's fine for us to say, well, maybe Howard will be good. I mean, Hobie Baker scored at Michigan. The NCAA is better than it used to be. That's great, but they're the ones who should know that. They're the one, Tampa Bay must have been laughing when they were offered this deal. Maybe not laugh, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
They must have been like, what, really? Now, I know there's the other stuff about Howard, but didn't want to maybe go to Tampa or all that kind of stuff, but okay. It doesn't mean the Oilers have to be the one that get him when no one else apparently was willing to pay that much for him. I mean, O'Reilly, does he look like the O'Reilly who's currently in the league? Like a bit of a Ryan O'Reilly type, maybe? I don't know. That'd be pretty good. But yeah, that's tough. Oil Kings news conference tomorrow. So they're going to have Michael Chan available, the new GM of the team. We're going to have him on the show.
Can't wait.
Yeah. You've never met Michael, eh?
No.
You'll like him. I've known him for a long time because he's been around the U of A. He's been around the Oil Kings and the Oilers. He was with Toronto for a while. Did I ever tell you the story about him and the Marlies?
I don't believe you did.
So Michael Chan gets a job with the Marlies. We'll have to ask him about it tomorrow, what he did there. And I emailed the Leafs. And I was like, hey, I know Michael, a great opportunity for him. Just, I host a talk show in Edmonton. Just wondering, if he might be available for the show. And I got a reply saying, yeah, Michael is not in a position that we allow to speak to the media. That's reserved for managers. And, we don't let people in the inner workings of our organization talk. And I was like, that's weird. So I was like, hey, just want to let you, just hoping you could reconsider. This isn't going to be a story probing Michael and how he's going to help the Leafs and any intel on what he's going to do. It's just more of a kind of a local success story. Guys with the U of A and the Oil Kings, and now he's, another step closer to the NHL. Nope, sorry, Reid. These people don't talk to the media within our organization. And I was like, well, that's lame.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't reply. I did. In my head, I was thinking that's. Did you think that's a little weird?
Very. What was his position, his title?
We'll have to ask him tomorrow. I won't tell the whole story, but I could probably look it up.
It'd be interesting to find out what happened there.
Well, I wonder if anything bad happened.
I wonder if he even knew you had requested him.
No, of course he wouldn't have known.
Well, he makes up for it tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. I think he'll do a good job, and of course, Kurt Hill moving on to a position with the Edmonton Oilers. Portions of this Oilers Oilers.
Can I ask you something quick?
Confused today. I'm so excited about everything.
Where does this leave? Where's Bill Scott in all this?
Bill Scott's still an assistant GM.
So there's more additional assistant GMs?
Yes.
With Kurt Hill being named as another
I think they're
AGM?
just trying to clear. Okay, here's my concern about this. And look, this is nothing against the people who have these jobs. I mean, I think I've got to know Kurt over the years. This is not about what I think of Kurt Hill. I think he's going to do a good job, and I think he did a great job with the Oil Kings. My concern is we've seen this with the Oilers before, and it usually hasn't been when things are going well, and it usually hasn't corrected things. Well, let's just throw more people at it. Just look at everything we're doing. We hired these people. Look, we hired this guy. Right. Now we have a job for this guy. Okay.
Not to say it can't remedy things or turn things around, or is there even a problem in Edmonton?
Right.
TBD. But you've seen this before, is what you're saying.
Yeah, to some degree. It just feels like a very...
Uh-oh. You're going to say those 3 words, aren't you?
What?
Decade of darkness.
No, I wasn't going to say that, actually.
Okay.
But maybe that is a little bit of that. Like, we're not doing... Well, what if we hire this guy? Hey, look, everybody, we hired somebody. Hey, we didn't have this job. Now we have this job. See, we're going to get better. Again, this is why I'm complimentary of Ken Holland's work. And I know now all the Ken Holland haters at their desks are going to start posting and texting in. But there was a certain stability and maturity to the organization under Ken Holland. They did their work. They generally tried to make straightforward, simple decisions. Yes, not everything he did was great. I know we can go over everything, but, sort of things just ran a little more smooth. There was a little bit more professionalism and stability around the organization. Edmonton Oilers for Life says, I think the main thing is the Oilers should have just stood pat. The Skinner trade, the Howard trade, Howard barely played. We didn't need him or Jari last season. Should have accepted this season, was a small step back, and reloaded this offseason. Sheesh Edit says, hey, Reid, don't you know things always look better with more cooks in the kitchen? LOL. Yeah, maybe that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Sure.
Now, I'm not saying that these jobs aren't important. I'm not saying I don't think Kurt Hill specifically can do that job, because I think he can. But some of the other things, I'm like, okay, is this even worth a press release? Or should you just maybe just quietly go about... Like, It's almost like they're saying, like, hey, everybody, look, doing stuff. Like, just do it. Just do it and then show it on the ice. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting to be a cynical old bastard.
I don't know. Rain Maida would disagree.
Portions of this hour are presented by Lamley's, built for the job, made with quality craftsmanship and designed for job protection with cowboy-worthy durability. Lamley's workwear combines safety with all-day comfort, featuring brands like Ariat Work and Wrangler Rigs, designed to withstand tough conditions and deliver performance across every job site. Visit lamleys.com/work to see how Lamley's can make your workday better.
LAMMLES.
No, but this just gets back to my point about the human being. Yes, you have to get hockey players, but who are they as human beings? How competitive are they? How driven are they? How are they good at problem solving, figuring things out? Like Sam O'Reilly appears to be very good at those things. Just the type of player you need in the dressing room. What do you need me to do today? I can do it.
In all fairness, it's a 20-year-old playing.
No, he is an older player. Yes, that absolutely should be considered.
Right? So I would say just wait.
Okay, fair enough.
See how things transpire.
I am willing to wait.
Poop Stain says, I followed the wagons up in GP.
Oh, yeah.
At the Grand Prairie Stampede. Excited to hear the report Thursday. But Wagon Wednesday.
Wagon Wednesday's on Wednesday.
Is on Wednesday.
Wagon Wednesday's Wednesday.
And Timber Woodsman said, fire them all. I can't tell if he's saying fire them all or fire them all, because he put it all as one word. Maybe he wants to fire
West Edmonton Mall.
Northgate Mall.
You're out of Northgate. Is Northgate still a mall even? Or is
sure
it
it is.
It's a shopping center.
Maybe he wants to
fire. Oh, yeah, Northtown is across 137th, right? Northtown is the north side.
Do they call them, West Edmonton Mall is a mall?
Yes.
Southgate is a shopping center, isn't it? Is it not?
It's a mall.
But they don't refer to it as Southgate Mall.
They don't?
I believe it's Southgate Shopping Center.
Remember when Kingsway used to be Kingsway Garden Mall?
Kingsway Garden Mall.
I never once saw a garden there.
Maybe they were wishful thinkers. Maybe they thought, one day, when we get all these When we got all these leases sorted out,
we'll have the grandest garden of them all.
We're gonna put one hell of a garden in here.
In the 70s, there was a garden. I saw a picture, throwback, Kingsway Garden Mall. There were trees in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It
was very
quite
beautiful.
gardenous.
Until it wasn't. Should have changed the name.
Are guaranteed to be correct Stanley Cup Final predictions when we get back.
From Commonwealth Stadium, Canada, Uzbekistan hit the pitch for a 2026 send-off series matchup. Game time at 7. Maxime Crépeau and Dane St. Clair will each play 45 minutes in goal for Canada. In football news, ESPN has reported that New England and Philadelphia have agreed to a trade that makes A.J. Brown a Patriot. Sources say that the Eagles will get 2 first-rounders and a 5th-round pick in the move. In other news, the Browns, they've traded defensive end Myles Garrett to the Rams in exchange for Jared Verse and 3 picks, including a 2027 and 28 first-round selection. From the Big Apple, 33-year-old Odell Beckham Jr. is headed back to the Giants, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. And to the WNBA, there's 2 games on tap. Seattle at Dallas, while the Lynx and Mercury battle. In baseball, a pair of games are underway. Tigers, Rays in action, while the Marlins and Nationals battle. Both games runless. Top of the first inning. After that, Royals and Reds hit the field. And closing things out, 7:40 first pitch between the Mets and Mariners. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Edmonton is expecting some changes this offseason, and I'm talking about your flooring. Paramount Flooring brings over 30 years of trusted service and expert installation. No permission is needed to speak with them. Visit their showroom, open 7 days a week, or find them online at ParamountFlooring.ca. We make our Stanley Cup final picks up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The EST Hangout.
If people think that he had a concussion in the playoffs, or as Frank put it, quote unquote, concussion-like symptoms, you have a medical team. I don't think he would let that fly.
No.
And I don't think TD Forrest would let that fly. I trust that in knowing those guys.
I'm going to believe Bowman more on that one than I am on the report.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Goodwill is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal, one donor, letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant,
learning,
trying,
building skills,
building confidence,
building a future.
One purchase, one donation,
one job, one choice.
Goodwill is
the power of one, the power of one, the power of one, the power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Hey sports fans, I'm Alistair Johnston with Canada Soccer. The biggest sporting event in the world is coming to Canada this summer, and we hope that you're just as excited as we are. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I can't wait to share it with the whole country.
Sentinel Storage, official storage partner of Canada Soccer.
I've got something under my skin, and the itch won't go away.
Edmonton Sports Talk is presented by Play Alberta. One of the cool things about that is that Jason Milne has a play of the day on playalberta.ca and on the Play Alberta app.
Jay's play of the day. For all you soccer fans, Canada versus Uzbekistan in a scoreless draw.
So I just want to clarify what Jay picked for everybody out there. If you bet on his play of the day, if you place a wager, you have to be 18 or older to do so. You're saying specifically that there will be no goals in this game scored. If somebody scores, you've lost the bet.
Exactly.
Why would you put this out into the world?
Well,
people want to go and see goals, Jay.
Two things. People are going, and it's not the nicest weather. Okay.
So the goalie will be slipping. The net will be empty half the time.
If they are treated to a scoreless draw, at least they have some solace in knowing that the first round of drinks are paid for. Okay? This is a what did I call it earlier?
9.5 to 1.
Yeah.
So if you only put $1 on it, that's one drink.
For yourself?
You've paid.
Have a good night. I think it would be.
Do you have any beers that are exactly $9.50 and you won't be getting a tip?
I mean, it would just be. I don't know. It would be interesting because of all the work that they've done at Commonwealth, and there's not even a goal scored on. Can you imagine?
Well, what percentage of World Cup games end in a 0-0 draw? Didn't you look that up?
8.1.
FIFA has a scoregami page, everybody.
Yeah, 8.1 games in the World.
In the World Cup specifically.
In the World Cup specifically, which this is not, but 8.1%.
But both these teams will be in the World Cup.
So 0-0 or 0-0 has happened 78 times out of 964 matches played.
Okay. So one in every 12-ish.
Yeah. Hey, you know what, Reid? Jay's play of the day last week was that the Charles Schwab
good point
tournament in Texas would go to a playoff.
Yes.
Well, that happened.
You got it.
So maybe we'll glue guys onto something here. It would pain me, but I would be happy.
Well, yeah. I mean,
silver lining. That's what I called it.
Not bad. Jay's Play of the Day presented by Play Alberta. All right. Well, it's time to do some fun stuff here. We got to make predictions. It's expected of you if you work as a sports talk show host or on a sports talk show. It's buying or selling. And this is presented by Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find the right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. So we're going to make our predictions for the Stanley Cup Final.
Yes.
In the conference final, I crapped all over the bed and rolled around in it. And then my dog jumped on the bed and he rolled around in it too.
Who? What was the dog's name?
Well, Rocket is passed, but yes.
No, but who was the dog that puked on?
Oh, Little Jingles. Little Jingles on Christmas Eve. I took Montreal over Carolina in 7. Clearly didn't happen. I did pick a sweep in the Western Conference for Colorado. So I was 0 for 2. I'm 8 out of 14 in the playoffs so far.
So I had Carolina. I also had Colorado, which didn't pan out.
So you did get Carolina, though.
I did get Carolina.
So we think you're 6 and 8, and I'm 8 and 6.
I should.
All
yes, right. I should have went and grabbed my sheet.
Well, we'll remember as close as possible.
What did you have, Coop?
I have the Avalanche in 6 over the Golden Knights, and then I had Montreal to win in 7.
Okay, so you went over 2 as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your Stanley Cup? Who you got?
Okay, well, I think the Hurricanes are just making history. They're 12-1, the best record through 3 rounds in NHL history for this 4-round format here. 21 goals against in these 13 games. Frederik Andersen is on fire. I mean, they had that one blip against Montreal. It's hard to discredit this defensive team, so I'm just going to go with the Hurricanes, man. Their defense wins championships, right? The cliche.
It.
Taylor Hall, why not ride the former Oiler?
Hurricanes in
7.
Oh.
Going to be a doozy.
Okay, so the Coob is in for Hurricanes in 7. Coob, I like the way you summarized that. I like the way that Carolina's playing. This is a bit of a historic run in that they've played, 3 series and they've played 1 extra game in those series, right? They've played 13 games. I mean,
yes.
And I'm me. I like to, I really want to put a stamp on this history piece. So I'm taking Carolina as well. I'm taking Carolina to sweep.
To go 16-1 in the postseason.
Correct.
Never been done, right? I think the Oilers went 16-2 in '88.
Yeah, let's do it, baby.
With the one tie, or whatever it was called, the unfinished
Why
game.
not? What would lead you to believe? I mean, I guess, okay, so they're saying that Vegas is stronger. Vegas is bigger. I mean, Carolina has proven that they can play with anybody. Do you not think Carolina has had a harder path to get here?
Oh, I'm going to be bringing that up.
Okay. Well, that's mine. Carolina in 4.
All right. That's a bold pick.
Why not?
So I was thinking about that. All right. So talking about past of the Stanley Cup Final. Ottawa is not that good. They swept them. Philadelphia, let's face it, not that good. They swept them. Montreal, very good, but exhausted, and they took care of business. I think Carolina is very, very good. I think they're deep. I think they're well coached. I think their goalie is playing well. But sometimes I just think to myself, well, what's going to make the mess story? What's going to be the thing that we can really talk about? What's going to really just set off Oilers fans and annoy them for years to come? Well, the Vegas Golden Knights won't let the Oilers and other teams talk to Bruce Cassidy. They changed their coach right before the playoffs. They went out and signed a goaltender who, let's face it, is going to have a stain on him in some people's minds for the rest of his career because of the what he was accused of, even though he was found not guilty of it. And they are the Golden Knights, the miserable bastards with, Mark Stone and a bunch of other guys who would skate over their grandmas to win the Stanley Cup. Oh, and they have a little guy cast off from Toronto. Because why? Because he couldn't win in the playoffs. Because he wilted in the playoffs. And who knows? He might win the Conn Smythe Trophy if the Vegas Golden Knights win the Stanley Cup. I think the Golden Knights are putting it together. I think this is going to be a great series, and I think the Golden Knights are going to build on their reputation of being the most hated, miserable, bastardy team in the National Hockey League. Golden Knights in 7 is the Wilkins prediction.
Okay, but you look at the path to get to the Stanley Cup Final. Vegas over Utah, 4-2.
All right, Utah would have beat Ottawa in a series.
Okay, but here's the thing. Carolina did in 4 straight.
Yeah, so would have.
They didn't give them a sniff of air. Carolina beat Philadelphia. That's a tough team.
Vegas would have beat Philadelphia.
4-0.
Vegas would have beat Philadelphia.
4-0. Montreal, everybody's darling. A team of destiny was getting thrown around this office like a ping pong ball. 4-1. Carolina dismantled them, defeated them, took their heart out of their chest. I mean, they had no answer, Montreal. So I don't know why or how you could just say, well, I don't know how Carolina doesn't go make short work of Vegas. So, against all the, I guess, the pundits and those media types that make these picks, Vegas is going to win the Stanley Cup. Well, maybe I'm going to.
I also just, okay, and I know Cory Lavalette standing by, but I'm glad he can hear this. Because, look, I'm also picking off. I'm making this pick partly to be cheeky and what makes a story.
Sure.
And what makes people talk. So Vegas, 13th overall? What were they, 20th in wins, right? Well, the playoff format needs to change. Well, they shouldn't even be in. Washington should be in, and Columbus should be in. All these other. But why is Vegas even in? 17 or 18 over to how many was it? 17 single points, something like that. Oh, Vegas shouldn't this. 13th overall. Oh, Pacific Division too easy. And then if Vegas wins the Stanley Cup, who has even more ammunition when he's asked about the playoff format to say, well, Vegas proved that anybody can win. What's wrong with the format? Good old Mr. Bettman, everybody's favorite. Vegas in 7.
You're being a poop disturber.
Oh, I'm disturbing all the poop that I can find. We're going to see how disturbed Cory Lavalette is from the North State Journal when we get back.
2 guys and a goalie.
Claude Lemieux, guy that personified hate playing against him, love being his teammate. He was one of those, right? You must have interacted with him a couple of times.
I can't remember where he was, but I remember.
Bounced around a lot, too.
Yeah, but talk about a guy that turned the volume up come playoff time. Conn Smythe winner.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
The Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for any scenario. You finished work early? Happy hour. You finished work because you accidentally hit reply all to the entire company? Big happy hour. Your boss said, great job. Happy hour. Your boss said, per my last email. Ugh, emergency happy hour. You finally closed the big deal. Happy hour. With a huge selection of ice cold drinks and great food, the Canadian Brewhouse has a happy hour for whatever just happened at work. The Canadian Brewhouse. Your day just got happier.
It doesn't start on game day. It starts before kickoff, before the first snap, before the noise, before everyone else. This is Edmonton football. The only way to experience it is being there when it happens. Every hit, catch, and touchdown. Season seats, flex packs, groups, single games. There's a way in for everyone. Edmonton Elks. Our city, our year. Get your seats now at goelks.com/tickets.
River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Prism and Albanova. May 29th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Some of us are walking, others are biking. Together, we are accelerating the pace of MS research breakthroughs. This May, join Sentinel Storage at an MS walk in your community. Sentinel Storage, proud partner of MS Canada.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Rain or shine, Canada plays host to Uzbekistan for a 2026 send-off series matchup. Kickoff goes at 7. Maxime Crépeau and Dane St. Clair will each play 45 minutes in goal for Canada. And just about to get underway, it's Costa Rica and Colombia. They hit the pitch in just a second. Over to the majors. 2 games are live. In the MLB, Tigers up 2-0 on the Rays, top of the second, while bottom first. The Marlins have a 1-0 lead on the Nationals. In just a moment, the Royals Reds get underway. They're warming up and closing things out for the night. 7:40 pitch between the Mets and Mariners. Over to football. ESPN, they've reported that New England and Philadelphia have agreed to a trade that makes A.J. Brown a Patriot. Sources say that the Eagles will get 2 first-rounders and a 5th-round pick in the deal. In other news, the Browns, they've traded defensive end Myles Garrett to the Rams in exchange for Jared Verse and 3 picks, including a 2027 and 2028 first-round selection. I'm Zachary Kubich. That was your sports update. Hour 3, the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Tell you what, you can get in touch by texting 780-218-9999. That's the afternoon inbox presented by River Cree Resort and Casino. They are turning 20 this year. They're going to celebrate until October 26th with over $1 million in prizes. Find out more, rivercreeresort.com. The Stanley Cup Final starts tomorrow, and we will head to the Oil Country Towing video hotline. Oil Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team. Fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. This guy is ready to cover the Cup Final for the North State Journal. Cory Lavalette checking in once again. Cory, it's Reid and Jay. How you been, sir?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Well, I got to tell you something. You're far too agreeable. Like, you text back. You're like a dream guest. You text back within minutes. You say yes all the time. You don't I feel like, Cory, we need you 3:30 a.m. and you have to come to Edmonton for the interview. You'd be like, okay. You're such a good guy.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, I try to be helpful. I mean, you guys got work to do. I've got work to do. It's always best if we can help each other out. So I'm always happy to do it.
All right. So how are things down there? I mean, the team's rolling. You got home ice advantage. The Canes have home ice advantage in the final. What's the vibe like?
It's weird not to have like a week between series. I mean, we're going to actually get to jump into this one and actually do it relatively quickly. So we don't have Jordan Staal and Rod Brindamore banging their head against their locker stall or against the lectern when we asked them for the 700th time about rest or rust. So it's good to just be able to roll into it. I think we all know what the Hurricanes fans are like. The tailgate's going to be fired up and the weather's beautiful right now. So it should be a lot of fun. What a great series. I know there's so much discourse about, maybe this isn't the biggest ratings series. If you love hockey, you should want to watch this series.
Well, it's always big in the markets and the fan bases of the two teams involved. You mentioned Jordan Staal. Like the Staal family name and this franchise. It's become quite a thing over the last 20 years, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, obviously they had that one game a few years back where they played the Rangers and they called Jared Staal up, and Jordan and Eric and Jared all played. Mark, unfortunately, would have played in that game. That's when he suffered his eye injury. But yeah, I mean, what a hockey family, right? We've got families like the Sutters and stuff that we all, us old people remember, but the Staals are kind of the modern day Sutters, right? Just putting together just great season and great career after great season and great career. And Jared, Jared never really made it as an NHLer. Like I said, he had that little kind of gimmicky call up, but now he's a coach in the ECHL. So what a great, a sod far. I can only think that, I'm sure their dad is really thrilled that they're all playing hockey and making millions of dollars. But just imagine the amount of sod that Jordan Staal could have moved around a farm. Like that dude was made to move sod, and instead he's playing hockey.
Cory Lavalette joining us here on the Reid Wilkins Show on the Oil Country Towing Hotline. Another name you mentioned was Rod Brindamore. And I just want to ask you for some perspective. You're there. You've been there, in the past seasons where they haven't been able to get over the top or get to the Stanley Cup Final. I mean, this was a guy that was the team captain the last time that the Carolina Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup in 2006. If Rod Brindamore can help get this team to a Stanley Cup and then hoisting the Stanley Cup, I mean, is he immortalized in Raleigh moving forward?
I think he is already. The one thing I always tell people is, when you think, and, college sports are really big around here, obviously, with, Carolina and Duke and NC State and even Wake Forest and, just monstrous here. What's the one thing that sticks out about college sports is that the team is identified more with the coach than the players. The players come and go. The coach is there forever. Mike Krzyzewski, Roy Williams, Dean Smith. You think of all these coaches, and they're what defines the team. You don't see that in pro sports too often. Even the greatest teams, if you talk about the Islanders or if you talk about the Oilers dynasties, yeah, Al Arbor comes up, but he's not the guy everybody talks about. This is different here. I mean, Rod Brindamore is, the thread that runs through the organization. And, I think, the fact that he played for them, that he stuck around here through hard times, that he's made this his home. He married a woman whose dad was a NC State assistant basketball coach and went on to coach as a head coach in the state at a couple different schools. So, he's ingrained in here. He's a North Carolinian, I think makes a lot of people, really drawn to him. And obviously we all know what Rod's like. He's a genuine guy. He's a hard work. He was as a player. I mean, full disclosure, I grew up a Flyers fan. And so, Rod's not that much older than me, but, I did in college was watching him play for the Flyers. And it's a guy you could always get behind because it was always an honest effort. I mean, when I was in Philadelphia, anybody I know who's a Flyers fan or who I talk to still loves Rod. Like they have nothing but adoration for the guy just because of who he is and how he's a put your head down and do the work first, and he's epitomized that as a coach too.
Cory, how much of a storyline has it been, or do you think it will become as this series goes on? The Vegas has 13 players that were a part of that 2023 championship team. They have the Stanley Cup Final pedigree. Do you think that plays a factor in this series?
I mean, I think it does. I mean, I think it's definitely going to be different than the last 3 rounds, right? The Hurricanes played 3 teams that are essentially young and up and coming. This is different. This is not a young team that they're playing against. This is a veteran team. Tons of talent, like top end talent is really good. I think there are some holes in their roster, but you're right. I mean, they have a pedigree of winning. That's what Vegas has done since they've come to the league. The Hurricanes have one of their guys, Will Carrier won a Stanley Cup with them now, and now is going to get to go against his old team. The Hurricanes have some guys that have won. Obviously Jordan Staal has the chance to have the biggest gap between having won his first cup and his second cup. And he joked the other day. He's like, I joked with him about his beard. I was like, beard's coming in. How's that compare to when you were just a kid? And he's like, it's a lot thicker now. But he's like, the grays are holding off somehow. I don't know how. And he's got a few kids and everything. I don't know how he does it because I'm going like totally white over here. It seems like so. I think, Jordan Staal has that pedigree. Obviously, Rod Brindamore has that pedigree too. And, I actually talked to a lot of people today because I want to do a story on him. But Jeff Daniels, the assistant coach, doesn't get talked about a lot. He was an assistant for Peter Lavalette on that 2006 team. And it was one of the first moves that Rod made when he was named head coach was he hired Jeff Daniels back to be an assistant. And Jeff was still in the organization. He'd coached the AHL team for a while in Albany and in Charlotte. He, served as a scout after that. He's been continuously with the organization, but it was one of the first things Rod did. So you have some ties there to that 06 team too. Justin Williams was walking around the stands today. A lot of people who came here made this their home and made it, they're ingrained in the community. And I think, that 2016, there's a bunch of guys still here. And I think that can help the Hurricanes too. Eric Cole's here, Aaron Ward's here. So that's an interesting dynamic too, but you're absolutely right. Vegas on the ice has guys that know how to win. So that's a hurdle the Hurricanes are going to have to overcome.
Cory Lavalette from North State Journal covers the Hurricanes, joining us on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. You sort of touched on it a little bit, but hoping you can expand on it. What would be the biggest concerns, either from your perspective or maybe things Brindamore and the players have said? What would be the biggest concerns for the Hurricanes about the Golden Knights?
I mean, I think it's, the firepower up front. They are... they're pretty, I wouldn't call them the deepest team in the league, but they have talent deep throughout those first 3 lines, right? If you play Jack Eichel, Mitch Marner, and Mark Stone on 3 different lines, there's a guy on each of those lines that can make you pay if you make a mistake. And they're all going to do it different ways, right? Eichel is obviously a dynamic passer, but his skating is just elite. Mitch Marner, ultra talented guy. I heard you guys mention him in, the Toronto stuff. And don't forget Frederik Andersen's a Toronto scapegoat once upon a time too. So we got two of the leading Conn Smythe candidates, I think, are both former they're the reason Toronto couldn't win type of guys. And then, I mentioned Mark Stone. Obviously, everyone knows what a clutch player he is, and maybe a little banged up, but he doesn't do what he does with necessarily his physical attributes. It's how smart he is, and so he reminds me a lot of Justin Williams. Actually, those 2 players remind me a lot of each other, especially as Justin got a little older. Maybe didn't have the wheels he used to have, and Mark Stone the same way. But man, are they smart players?
So how? Okay, you don't know this, but you might have heard me talking about it before you came on, because you heard our brilliant predictions, of course. Like when the Golden Knights won in 2023, I started calling them the miserable bastards. Like off the ice, nice in interviews, always smiling. And then Pietrangelo goes out there and slashes Draisaitl, and Mark Stone would cross-check his grandma to get to the puck and all. And they still have some of that identity. I mean, I asked you last time you were on about Martinuk, local guy. I've thought, I guess what I'm getting at, who's going to take care of that from a Carolina standpoint? Who's going to be in scrums saying, hold on, Vegas, we can be pretty damn miserable too. Like, who matches the gamesmanship that the Golden Knights have?
That's an element this year that I think is a big difference for the Hurricanes is there's no back down in them. You mentioned Jordan Martinook. He's maybe not the guy who gets in the middle of all that a lot, but he is an emotional guy and a physical guy. Sean Walker is one of the feistiest guys I've ever seen. I mean, he's not the biggest guy on the ice, but man, he's feisty. Andrei Svechnikov, one of the great talkers in the NHL. If you're ever at a game with Andrei Svechnikov, just watch him. He's talking to everyone. He's talking to the refs. He's talking to the other team's goalie, and he's obviously not afraid to get in the mix. The thing that really stands out to me is and I haven't heard it so much coming into this series because I think people are finally catching on, is every series in the lead up, I heard fans from the other teams, reporters from the other teams say, well, if you really lean on Logan Stankoven and Jackson Blake, those guys are going to wilt. They're small guys. You can really beat them up, et cetera, et cetera. Those guys, the comparison I made to someone else was they're like those old toys with the sand in the bottom that you inflate and you punch. And they pop right back up. I mean, they are as in the fight as anyone on this team. And when your two smallest guys, Shane Gostis bears that way too, and Sean Walker, like I mentioned, when your smaller guys are never backing down, are in the middle of the ice, are in front of the net, all those things. Everybody has big guys, right, that are physical. I mentioned Will Carrier, Jordan Stahl's a load, obviously, Svechnikov, etc. But when your smaller guys are in the fight like that, I think it really just emboldens everyone to be like, hey, if Logan Stankoven can be in on the forecheck, laying hits, getting creamed in front of the net, and getting right back up and doing it again, why can't I do it?
Yeah. I think this is actually going to be a fantastic series. You are right, probably here in Edmonton and some areas, especially of the Great White North, maybe it doesn't intrigue, especially because we were spoiled with the Oilers in it the last years. But I actually think this is going to be a really good series. I don't know if it's going to be Vegas in 7, like I said, but I'm sure you heard my justification for the storylines that would come out of it. You cover the Canes. Do you have a pick, or are you staying away from that?
In my preview, I said Hurricanes in 6. I think there's some holes on Vegas's defense. Their top guys outside of Shea Theodore have not been great this postseason. I think they've been covered up a lot by Carter Hart, and that can certainly happen, right? A goalie can win you a series, and I'm not suggesting that they goalied their way to the conference final, because that's not what happened. However, if you look at Rasmus Anderson's numbers, you look at Noah Hannafin's numbers, you see, those guys have pretty much been underwater as far as having to spend a lot of time in their own end, and the Hurricanes feast on that stuff. Dylan Coughlin, I know him well from his time here. He's a great kid. I like him a lot. He's not the fastest skater in the world, and I wonder, if he's going to be able to handle, as a third pairing guy, what the Hurricanes can bring, especially at home. It's going to be tough sledding for a guy like that maybe isn't the best skater. To me, that's the difference in this series, I think, is that Carolina, last year Carolina had Brent Burns and Dmitry Orlov, and both of them, one of them's a Hall of Famer, the other one's a Stanley Cup champion, and a top 4 guy on a Stanley Cup champion. They're also, in their 40s / mid 30s. And when you replace those guys with Alexander Nikishin, who is getting stronger as these playoffs go on. If you go look at his shot attempt numbers, he's finally starting to shoot the puck a little more, which is what they want him to do. And then Keandre Miller, I'm sure you all have talked about him, and plenty of people around the country, around both countries, are talking about what a playoff he's had. And he's just emerged as kind of like Jacob Slavin Jr. with offensive, juice. And, their defense looks so good right now. They're healthy. They're rested. obviously injuries can happen anywhere. I love how physical. Ivan Barbashev is maybe my favorite playoff player in the whole playoffs. Like what a player to watch, physicality and scoring, and he's everything you want in a playoff guy. So I'm really excited about it. But I think that's to me, that's the one thing that's the difference is can Vegas's defense handle kind of what's coming. I love Shea Theodore. He's another one of my favorite players to watch, but the depth there makes me wonder a little bit.
Cory, excellent stuff as always. Enjoy covering the Stanley Cup Final. It was a treat for me to get to do it the last 2 years. Thanks so much for your time, buddy. Hope you have a great evening.
Anytime, guys. Extra day in Vegas. I'm all for it.
Oh, there we go. That's Cory Lavalette checking in on the Oil Country Towing video hotline. He covers the Hurricanes. I think, he's very astute what he said. I think that we'll see how Vegas's defense, especially maybe lower down the lineup, can handle what Carolina can bring. But again, Vegas is one of these teams. They got find a way guys. They can lean on you. And I agree with what he said. You can say what you want about Stankoven and Blake. They keep popping back up. Well, now you got to pop up in the Stanley Cup Final. Mm-hmm. You got to try. You got to prove you can do it one more time against, some guys who have been there. And I do think, I know Anderson has some good numbers. I do think Hart's a better goalie than Anderson. Hart on his game. I mean, there's a reason he was such a high prospect for the Flyers, several years ago. So I actually think this is going to be a very entertaining and very tight series. I hear you that a lot of you listening are probably saying, Reid, I'm not going to watch it. Please shut up. But
that's fine.
I think it's going to be a good series.
But I think it's just simply geographical. If you're watching this for the hockey, I think it'll be highly entertaining. I mean, you've got the two hottest goalies in the playoffs going up against the big, bad Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Right.
Against the Carolina Hurricanes, who just couldn't get over the hump. Finally have gotten there. Can they finish the job? I think Carolina can. I might have to play that tomorrow for Jay's play of the day.
Carolina in 4?
I might, Reid. Why the heck not?
Well, look, a sweep, Carolina sweeping Vegas would be less shocking than Vegas sweeping Colorado. Like we were saying last week, crazy things happen all the time. I mean, why do we ever think anything is weird? That's sports. I mean, tonight's soccer game could be 5-5.
Could be 0-0 or 0-0.
Could be. What's your play of the day? Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Go to playalberta.ca/EST.
Jay's play of the day. Canada, Uzbekistan 0-0.
As a final score.
As a finale score. Why not? I mean, look at it outside.
Is it still raining right now?
Yeah, well, it's
quite gray.
Pouring
I mean,
down.
we have screens down, but still, it looks awful out.
It's just it's going to be this way for a little while. It's okay. We'll get through it.
Well, sure we will.
No, we always
Eventually
do.
the sun will shine, Jay.
Here comes the sun. Do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun.
The off-topic topic for William Huff. What action figures did you play with as a child? People are like, why did you think of this?
Oh, my gosh.
What?
My mother has sent me a picture of the Steve Austin doll. She says he's not in good shape. He's got a bit of a bionic leg. You can see
what's going on.
You can see his eye where you'd look through.
So he was missing an eye that then
but you would look through from the back.
But then he still looked weird if you weren't playing with him. He looks,
Oh,
almost
wow.
a little morbid.
Yeah, it doesn't. He looks like he's seen better days.
Give us the thumbs up if you have us on YouTube this afternoon. We need 18 thumbs to get to 100. That's the bare minimum we want to get to every show. So give us the thumbs up if you haven't already, and subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk if you haven't done that.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
We're in the Canadian Brewhouse studio. Arena energy, but no tickets required. Catch all the Stanley Cup Final action live at the Canadian Brewhouse. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house, is your arena. So, the off-topic topic for William Huff, what's an action figure you played with? So you had the Steve Austin guy. I did a lot of Star Wars stuff. And the reason that we thought of this was because Masters of the Universe, the movie, is coming out this week. And they were all, I think, Mattel toys. So you know what? He-Man, She-Ra, Skeletor, brother Brother Skunk.
List of He-Man
Yeah, give us
and the
all
Masters of the Universe characters.
Yeah, what characters did we have?
He-Man.
Okay.
Tila Na. Cringer.
Sure.
Duncan.
Oh, Duncan.
Parkato. Tila. King Randor. Orko. Shira. Mara. King Grayskull.
Oh, wow.
Mossman. Roboto. Zodak. Hero. And the Evil Warriors were Skeletor, Beastman, Evelyn, Triclops, Merman, Trapjaw, Cobra Khan, Clawful, and Stinkor.
Oh, wow.
There is a character called the Imp.
Of course there is.
And
Spency
King
5
Hiss.
Centsy Power Rangers. Yeah, those would have been popular. Oh, for a time. 5:24. We still have words of the day coming up. A little more on the Elks. Where we're going to show the my latest explosion photos.
Oh, we have to.
Yeah, we'll get to those as well. Here comes the Coop.
From Commonwealth Stadium, Canada and Uzbekistan hit the pitch for a 2026 send-off series matchup. Game time is at 7. Maxime Crépeau and Dane St. Clair will share the net, each playing 45 minutes for Canada. To Football ESPN, they've reported that New England and Philly have agreed to a trade that makes A.J. Brown a member of the Patriots. Sources say the Eagles will get 2 first-rounders and a 5th-round pick in the move. In other news, the Browns, they've traded defensive end Myles Garrett to the Rams in exchange for Jared Verse and 3 picks, including a 2027 and 2028 first-round selection. From the Big Apple, 33-year-old Odell Beckham Jr. is headed back to the Giants, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. And to baseball, 3 games are live, bottom third. Tigers exploding with a 6-0 lead over the Rays, bottom second. The Marlins trail the Nationals 2-1, and bottom first inning, the Reds are down 4-0 to the Royals. This sports update is brought to you by Say the Reid Sport Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you've got a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at saythereidsportmed.ca to book an appointment. Today, the show rolls on. Here on Edmonton Sports Talk, I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
One shopper. Finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket. A deal. One donor. Letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant.
Learning.
Trying.
Building skills.
Building confidence.
Building a future.
One purchase. One donation.
One job. One choice.
Goodwill is
The power of one. The power of one. The power of one.
The power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
The oil stream.
I think this will be a rare case within the NHL in the next few years where you see a good trade that benefits both teams. That's where I'm leaning towards still, because I know as an Oilers fans right now, they're looking at this, and it's all the uproar on Twitter right now is how do you let this happen? I still am big on Ike Howard.
The Oil Stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoons at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you bet with Play Alberta, you give back to Alberta. That's because it's the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. So next time you place a wager on your favorite team, know that you're also making a difference across the province through Alberta's General Revenue Fund. Visit playalberta.ca/EST to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/EST. Must be 18 plus. If you gamble, use your game sense.
It's the weekend. The sun is out, and everyone, yes, even the kids, are bored. Bring them to the Canadian Brew House. Our patios have games to keep the whole family going. Rooftop views, real turf to run around on, and misters for when the summer gets serious. Oh, and we've still got the game on. Always. All day, all weekend, all summer. The Canadian Brew House. Canada's best patios.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. All right, thank you for joining us this afternoon. We're with you until 6 o'clock. We have words of the day coming up. Probably we got some of you ready to go to Canada, Uzbekistan tonight. Hope you have taken the necessary precautions to stay dry before and after the game and during. Like, you got to take a towel to wipe the seat off, right?
Yeah, you would think.
Like, how heavy is it raining? I've been outside for a few hours.
It's been raining all day.
Yeah, I guess it's just everything's soggy. Everything's totally soggy.
What's Barry the Cheater sent this in on the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox text line 780-218-9999. Let's talk about the ultimate gaffe and talk about how Kenner lost their rights to the Star Wars toys.
I did not know that.
That would be an ultimate gaffe. Who makes Star Wars toys?
Well, I guess Kenner did. Who makes them now? I don't know.
Old man Kenner here.
Hasbro.
Hasbro makes them. Okay.
Well, there's probably Funko Pops of some sort. I don't know if that's a Hasbro brand.
Well, I don't know, Coop.
Funko Pops, those big-headed things?
Yeah, the big head. 780-218-9999 is how you text us. River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Tap 25 has the happy hour, $5.25 drinks, all beers, including bottle and draft, import and domestic, select premium well highballs, and select premium wine served at Tap 25 Center Bar, Onyx, and on the casino floor. That's Sunday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can also check out rivercreeresort.com. All right. Yeah, we had some fun there with the action figures. Do your girls do, like, what do they do? Anything?
Yeah. My Little Pony. It's pretty good.
Okay. Then what's the shtick with My Little Pony?
What's the other one?
Is it a unicorn?
Yeah, I think so. What are the Schlage?
Okay.
SCHLEICH. They're toy horses.
Well, I've never heard of that.
Schley.
Okay.
And you can get the 115-piece horse barn and pens, and you can get the quad and the harrow and the horse trailer and the truck.
Oh, amazing.
They've got quite a selection of Schley horse toys.
Okay.
Good stuff. Would be their go-to.
Okay, cool. Elks play on Saturday in Ottawa, first game of the regular season. It's a 5 o'clock game. We will have the Green and Gold kickoff show with Jason Milne and Matthew Monnick at 4 o'clock right here on EST. Then Milne and Matthew are on after the game as well for the post-game show to break it down. Pre- and post-game coverage, every Elks game all season long until their final game of the year.
And tomorrow.
Whenever that is. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock, the Mark Killam show at 5 o'clock. The debut. The Elks head coach will join us every Tuesday at 5 o'clock for about half an hour to talk about storylines with the team, previous game, upcoming game, all that type of stuff. It's going to be a great conversation, all presented by the Edmonton Elks. And, of course, portions of this hour are presented by the Edmonton Elks. The only way to experience it is being there when it happens. Get your season seats today. Our city, our year. Lock in your season seats at goelks.com/season seats. Just some other thoughts from the preseason game. Or well, do you want to talk about any cuts that caught your eye or didn't catch your eye?
I mean, yeah, the Benjamin Victor was an up-and-coming, what would seem to be an up-and-coming receiver with this club last year.
Yep.
Showed some signs of promise. But when you bring in the Austin Macks and the Joe Robustellis and the Brennan O'Leary Oranges of the world, some dominoes have to fall. So although it's, he's a talented young receiver, that is a sign of improvement for this Elks offense for sure.
All right. And was he already signed by Ottawa? I think Victor was already signed by Ottawa.
Probably.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me.
He goes right to the opponent this weekend. The preseason game we were talking about earlier. The first quarter I thought was very good. The Elks starters played. Fajardo looked sharp. Rankin made a couple of nice plays. There were some good catches by receivers, some good drives. So that all figures in well. I know Calgary didn't play all their best. They didn't have Adams at quarterback. But nonetheless, you can only judge for how they played. Now we'll see how the Elks do it for real. 3 wins in the last 4 years in June and July. That's not an average. That's 3 wins total in the months of June and July over the previous 4 seasons.
Well,
so they've been playing from behind all year long.
For the month of June and July, it's not like they have a soft schedule, Reid. In total, they have 7 games at Ottawa, home to Montreal, at Winnipeg, at BC, home to Ottawa, home to BC, at Saskatchewan.
Well, but they were out of the playoffs, so everybody was better than them based on last year.
Well, and this, if you want to show this fan base that you're turning things around and say, yes, we are for real, we are improving, we're going to get there, you need to win some of these games that you might think, well, they've got not a back-to-back, but they played the BC Lions twice, July 4th and July 17th. You're going to have to win one of those, maybe 2.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to beat BC. They hardly ever beat BC, right?
Not in recent years.
No, not in recent years. 780-218-9999, River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. So our Stanley Cup Final picks, I'm going Vegas in 7. You're going
Hurricanes in 4.
And Coop?
Canes in 7.
Well, I'm the only one taking Vegas.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I don't know. Who did you take before the playoffs started, Coop?
Entering the year, it was...
No, right before the playoffs.
Tampa Bay.
I took Buffalo.
And
I was bad.
I took Montreal. Now I'm switching to the Western Conference. By the way, somebody made the point in the Nasty chat. Why is the Pacific Division so bad? Last 4 Western Conference champions. Vegas, Edmonton, Vegas. They're all in the Pacific Division. How lousy can the division be?
Maybe it's not so bad.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Speaking of not so bad, I don't know if you're going to be upset at me for sharing this.
No, I'm not upset at all.
Okay, because we put together promotional videos most days for the Reid Wilkins show. And today, given that it was a soccer theme here in Edmonton, we decided I just said, Benny, line up here and Reid, I want you to kick this mini basketball as physically hard as you can.
Right.
And just rip it off Benny's buttocks.
Right.
I was the cameraman heading beside Benny. As you can see, Coop's going to put up a still frame. But I really want to zoom in. Well, Coop, you can put that one up first. So this is from our, if you want to go to our Edmonton Sports Talk Instagram story, you'll see it there. Or if you follow Reid or myself, we've also put up the full video. But Coop, if you could, I just, once again, Reid, I know that we've had the explosive talk.
Yep.
When you were dunking.
Yep.
And I just don't know if people understand your explosiveness and the nature of what you hide under those jeans.
Yep.
I mean, look at this. Look at this connection.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it's a still shot of the moment I contacted the ball. And I basically look like a high-level soccer player, international level.
Well, yeah, that's
so.
what you
There's
look at.
Cristiano Ronaldo. You couldn't even tell the photo.
Can we
changed.
put those side by side?
There's a better photo of the same angle, Coob, but
no. I mean, if you put these side by side, I mean, who's who?
Yeah, you can't tell
who's Ronaldo and who's the most explosive person in this office. Reid Wilkins.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at these two up close, and I'm sorry. Like
you look, like you see this step of me fly, like I'm literally flying into it. So we have a photo up, and it's about probably a quarter of a second before I contacted the ball. I mean, I'm flying into the ball. My arms are propelling me forward as if I'm in flight, hips driving with a thrust that has been rarely seen in the sporting world. Right leg cocked to power through the ball.
The left, you're hanging there in air. You're in midair.
Yeah, and that's
that. Only explosive movements can make that happen. I mean, look at the face. Look at the concentration.
Yeah, it's another way for me to channel my energy. I use my facial expressions to channel my energy.
I don't know how those pants hold you.
Well, it's tough for them.
I mean, this is.
I can feel them straining around me second by second throughout the day.
It must be high quality denim.
My quads begging for release. Yeah, see, there's a good photo.
I mean, you can see Ronaldo's bulging quad.
Yes.
Your
if I were in
jeans,
shorts.
If you were in shorts, I mean, I don't know if we could show this on the show.
Yeah. And then can we go to the moment of contact next to, I don't know if we have a Ronaldo moment. Like I'm almost beast-like as I power through the ball. Like there's a certain raw animal power that I'm exhibiting.
Yes. And I mean, when you see the follow through there as Coob's got up, I mean, just that ball is it's almost out of the picture.
The ball's
it almost couldn't be followed.
The ball's begging for the release of death.
But look at the action. Look at the hand movement and the torque.
Yeah.
On your midsection.
Because I don't just kick with my leg. I kick with my entire body.
Read the greats.
Including my emotional core. Yeah. Like I kick with both my core, my physical core, and I kick with my emotional core. That's where part of the explosion comes from.
If you look up the definition of explosiveness, it'll mention the emotional core.
See, Rams guy Rob in the Nasty Chat says, this is what peak male performance looks like. Thank you. Yeah. I'm basically, let's face it, I'm basically a built-in testosterone pill.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
Get over here so I can lick you.
Yeah. Like, let's face it, you have two choices, guys, if you're having trouble. Viagra or looking at that photo of me. Okay? You're going to get a jolt. You're going to get the jolt that you need in your life.
The torque. You see the torque, the action, the hip thrust.
Yeah.
Like I said, those jeans are lucky they can contain you.
I might have to start taking my
You
jeans
might have
off
to start wearing sweatpants.
Yeah, I might have to wear more sweatpants so I can have a little more ripple effect.
Don't wear shorts. I'd have to tell the kids not to watch the show.
Is that who's that in the Nasty Chat? Was that Benny? What a kick, he says. Yeah, well, Benny was there. Benny heard it more than saw it, but he experienced it. Yeah, I don't know. Les Sweet says complete focused alertness. Yes, that's what when I'm kicking the ball, for those couple seconds, there's nothing else in my mind.
What goes through your mind the milliseconds before you go into such an aggressive animal-like?
Well, I think that's the thing, Jay. There's very little in my mind because I let the animal take over. At that point, it's a primal. It's a primal transformation.
It's natural. It can't be. It can't be tamed.
No, it's that's the thing. I just think like let it out. I guess I just think full force, explode, and then the animal. Like I don't black out, but it's almost like I did that. Like when I hit you with the ball, I was like, I didn't realize it would hurt Jay. But of course, it's going to hurt Jay if I kick it as hard as I can.
Well, yeah, I'm on the IR.
Like, would you want like a gorilla to kick a ball at you? No, it would hurt. That's sort of what it's like.
I'd rather have a gorilla kick a ball at me than you.
Yeah,
you animal.
Well, the gorillas aren't quite as upright as I am.
Just the torque. The torque. I mean, I guess we'll have to. You'd have to watch the video to really understand the torque that went into this.
Yeah, there's a lot of pop to it. All right, 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Portions of this hour presented by the Edmonton Elks. They're hoping to explode against the Redblacks on Saturday. We'll take a timeout, and then we have your words of the day. We'll see if I can, match my soccer kick with my mental acuity.
From Commonwealth Stadium, Canada, Uzbekistan hit the pitch for a 2026 send-off series matchup. Game time at 7. Maxime Crépeau and Dane St. Clair will each play 45 minutes in goal for Canada. To football, ESPN has reported that New England and Philadelphia have agreed to a trade that makes A.J. Brown a Patriot. Sources say that the Eagles will get 2 first-rounders and a 5th-round pick in the move. In other news, the Browns traded defensive end Myles Garrett to the Rams in exchange for Jared Verse and 3 picks, including a 2027 and 28 first-round selection to New York. 3-year-old Odell Beckham Jr. is headed to the Giants, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. And a pair of WNBA games go down tonight. Seattle at Dallas, while the Lynx and Mercury battle. Baseball action. 5 games are live. Tigers up 6-2 on the Rays. Bottom 4th inning, bottom 3rd. The Marlins trail the Nationals 2-1. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, they have plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. Words of the day up next here on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
EST Afternoons.
Christian Jackson, one sock. Who would you start in that first game in net?
I think Crépeau is the number one candidate right now because of his experience. They haven't really had anybody really take over the lead. Look, it's not been ideal that they haven't made this decision yet. It's not ideal that we're going into a World Cup starting next week and no one knows.
EST Afternoons, weekday afternoons 1 to 3, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Prism and Aldanova. May 29th in the venue. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Afternoon. We certainly have had one here at Edmonton Sports Talk. The match tonight, 7 o'clock, Commonwealth Stadium, Canada, Uzbekistan. So 2 teams who will be in the World Cup. Canada ranked 30th in the world, Uzbekistan 50th. They're going to be in a pool with Colombia, Portugal, and Congo. And, of course, Canada with Bosnia-Herzegovina, Qatar, and Switzerland. So, yeah, going to be interesting to see the teams navigating the conditions tonight as well as trying to beat each other. We talked about the Stanley Cup Final. We made our picks. We'll do NBA Finals predictions tomorrow or Wednesday, eh?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
And we'll have some guests on to talk about that as well. Still, it's a good time of year. What else is coming up? The U.S. Open's going to be in a couple weeks for a little more golf. That's always fun. And then before you know it, it'll be the NHL draft and then training camp.
Hard to believe.
It's hard to believe time is passing, Jay. I agree.
Somebody told me it was June 1st today. I almost fainted.
Well, it can't be June 1st.
Can't be.
That can't be correct. Anything in the inbox you want to read first?
Well, yeah, the off-topic topic for our good friends over at William Huff was the action figure or figures you played with. Collingwood Rob says, we would build a war scene with plastic soldiers in the sandbox out back and spray naphtha fuel over them.
What is that?
I don't know. NAPHTHA.
Okay.
Naphtha fuel. And then light them like a nuclear bomb went off, and they melted.
Really? Okay.
Huh. Speaking of war, the World War II series continues tonight on the History Channel. It's
oh, right.
I watched every episode throughout the week. I got it in where I could.
Right.
And they air on Monday nights. It's narrated by Tom Hanks. It is, I like that stuff. I like the history behind why did this happen?
Right.
So I think Churchill has now convinced the Americans to really kick it into high gear.
Okay. So Tom Hanks narrates it, you said?
Narrates. I've always said narrate.
Narrate. Yeah, I don't know what I say.
You say narrate.
How often do I say it, though?
Whenever you say it.
Just been how many times in your presence? Probably not that often.
A handful. An even handful.
Let's go to words of the day for the Edmonton Public Library. Your free EPL library card can do more than you might expect. From books, movies, and video games to digital resources, creative spaces, and learning opportunities, there's something for everyone across Edmonton. Sign up online at epl.ca/signup or visit any of EPL's 21 locations to get started today.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
Okay, this is Words of the Day, a Bootski edition number 29. First word, Hrivnia. Hrivnia.
Hrivnia.
So close. HRY.
Oh.
VNIA. Hrivnia.
I don't know what this means. I'm not even going to take a guess. I'll take a sentence.
As of today, one Ukrainian hryvnia is worth 31 cents Canadian.
Oh, it's the Ukrainian unit of money. I should have known that. I feel shame.
Don't beat yourself up. Oh, second word of the day. I don't.
What did he send today? My goodness.
Now, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing this. Deleterious?
Okay.
This is an adjective. Deleterious.
Deletarius. No. All right. Tough start to the week, everybody.
0. So it's DELETERIOUS.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's deleterious. Maybe it's Deletrius.
This is.
Maybe I screwed that up. Okay, let's try it again. Deletrius.
Well, I know what it is now.
Gosh darn it, Abutsky, I'm sorry.
I'm going to say this is something that goes around eliminating things, deleting things. Why not?
Yeah, you're directionally there. The actual I'm probably going to give you a 0.5 on that.
Okay.
The actual definition is harmful, often in a subtle or unexpected way.
No, that's not what I said at all.
We're trying to find things here.
Okay.
We're trying to find things. We're trying to find victories. So you went over on the both spelling the words.
Bad.
So 0-0.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. What an omen for tonight. What
Hopefully
an omen
not.
for tonight. That's
well,
amazing.
if it does end up 0-0, like I said, it's a silver lining.
A little bit of money. Play Alberta, the presenting sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk. Check out Jay's Play of the Day on playalberta.ca or the Play Alberta app. All right. On behalf of Zachary Kubish and Jason Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. Enjoy the match. Talk to you tomorrow.